Chapter 2959. Dawn. A mountain rose from the ground and was slapped into the depths of the mountain range by Fang Chen's palm. Seeing this, the corpse demon emperor was extremely furious. "You're courting death." He punched back, shattering the mountain that was approaching quickly. The entire mountain range was shaking. An invisible barrier in the void blocked him and became his hindrance. Damn it. The corpse demon emperor was a little anxious. The most important thing now was not to fight Fang Chen, but to get that thing. However, Fang Chen did not give him a chance. Crash. With a grab of his big hand, another mountain rose from the ground and was thrown at the corpse demon emperor. "You're courting death." The repeated attacks finally enraged the corpse demon emperor. He suddenly turned around and stepped out of the mountain range. He stood in the air and stared at Fang Chen in front of him. "Stupid human, I don't care who you are or where you came from. Today, you will die in my hands," the corpse demon emperor said eerily. His body emitted a corrosive corpse aura, and the entire space seemed to be solidified. "Do you know that the universe of stars is my hometown?" Fang Chen's face was expressionless. He asked very calmly, "So what?" The corpse demon emperor's attitude was very arrogant. He shouted loudly, "Anyone who dares to obstruct us corpse demons will die. Even if you have the support of a peerless powerhouse from the ancient chaos, it will not help. I'll kill you first, and then I'll take that thing." The corpse demon emperor said eerily, "Don't worry, I will shatter the entire universe of stars and let it accompany you." Boom. As soon as the corpse demon emperor's voice fell, a shocking aura suddenly came from the void. A huge vortex emerged from the corpse demon emperor's body. The vortex contained an extremely powerful force. Corpse demon strike. The corpse demon emperor roared. It spread out its big hand and grabbed at the void. Suddenly, the void shattered, and a terrifying beam of light appeared out of nowhere. It contained an extremely vast corpse demon aura as it rushed towards Fang Chen. Boom. Fang Chen threw out a punch and collided with it. A deafening sound echoed in the sky. The two of them both took a few steps back. Hiss hiss hiss. The corpse demon's powerful corrosive energy was trying to corrode Fang Chen's body, but it was blocked by the chaos sword body. The corpse demon emperor made a mistake. "Are you also a star venerable?" However, he quickly regained his composure. So what if he was a star venerate? He feared no one in the same realm as him. But so what? "Let me turn you into minced meat." The corpse demon emperor sneered and took a big step forward. A fierce and domineering attack whizzed out. In the blink of an eye, he arrived in front of Fang Chen. "Get lost." Fang Chen exerted all the strength in his body and threw out a punch. The power of this punch was comparable to that of a saint venerable. As the punch was thrown out, the sky changed color. The corpse demon emperor also sensed the power of Fang Chen's punch. He did not dare to face it head-on, so his figure flashed and dodged. "Damn it." The corpse demon emperor cursed. He spread out his big hand, and the sound of a bugle horn came from the void. A wild gust of wind suddenly blew. In an instant, a flag appeared in his palm. "That's the soul-gathering flag." The corpse demon emperor took out the soul-gathering flag, the weapon that he was proud of. Instantly, the howls of malicious spirits could be heard in the air. "Die." The corpse demon emperor sneered. He waved the soul-gathering flag in his hand, and a furious aura rushed out. "Hee hee." Fang Chen smiled indifferently, and the star-concealing sword appeared in his palm. Buzz. A loud sword chime resounded in the sky. The star-concealing sword carried an endless sword aura and rushed toward the soul-gathering flag. Dawn. The star-concealing sword, which was at the half-step martial emperor level, was powerful. The soul-gathering flag could not compare to it. In just one exchange, the soul-gathering flag was defeated by the star-concealing sword. Half-step martial emperor level? At this moment, the corpse demon emperor cried out. His heart was filled with horror. How is this possible? He could not imagine how a star venerable warrior could have a half-step martial emperor level weapon. Soul-gathering heaven and earth, annihilate all living beings. At this moment, he could not care less. He directly activated the strongest form of the soul-gathering flag. It was an extremely eerie and terrifying power. It was released from the soul-gathering flag. At the same time, the corpse demon emperor activated his own bloodline and merged it with the soul-gathering flag. His combat power soared to the extreme. Fang Chen had already sealed this place. He was afraid that the battle between the two would destroy the universe. If it weren't for that, the aura emitted from the fierce battle between the two gods would be enough to destroy the entire universe. Whoosh! Whoosh! In the sky, the thick purple aura formed a terrifying vortex. The soul-gathering flag went into the purple vortex and underwent a great change. Whoosh! Under the control of the corpse demon emperor, the soul-gathering flag opened up instantly. Its power increased again. The entire world was filled with the howls of malicious ghosts. One could imagine how many innocent martial artists had died in order to refine this soul-converging banner. Invincible Sword Principle. The star-concealing sword drew a beautiful arc in the void. The Invincible Sword Principle was perfectly released. The powerful sword principle directly penetrated the purple vortex and forced the soul-gathering flag out. Then, the star-concealing sword released a powerful half-step martial emperor-level aura and attacked the soul-gathering flag. Kill. The corpse demon emperor's eyes were red. He was in a state of madness. He roared furiously and desperately controlled the soul-gathering flag. Unfortunately, the soul-gathering flag was no match for the star-concealing sword. Dong. The star-concealing sword suppressed the soul-gathering flag with absolute strength. Hiss. Hiss. At this moment, the soul-gathering flag closed. A powerful aura surrounded the star-concealing sword. Ha ha ha, you fell into my trap. The corpse demon emperor laughed wildly. Your half-step martial emperor-level weapon is restrained by my soul-gathering flag. What are you going to use to fight me? The corpse demon emperor did not dare to waste time. He used his strongest trump card, wanting to end the battle quickly. As long as he killed Fang Chen, the half-step martial emperor-level sword would be his. He was secretly looking forward to it. The corpse demon emperor burned his bloodline and fought desperately. At this moment, the power he released was extremely powerful. If it was an ordinary star venerable warrior, he would not be able to resist. Unfortunately, Fang Chen was not an ordinary star venerable. Entangle? Fang Chen sneered. He had more than one half-step martial emperor-level weapon. Whoosh! The immortal scepter appeared in his hand. That is, the immortal scepter looked very ordinary. However, there was a strange aura flowing on its surface. It made people palpitate. Kill. At this moment, the corpse demon emperor had no way out. The only way out was to kill Fang Chen. Therefore, after being stunned for a short while, he continued to attack. Fang Chen held the immortal scepter in his hand. The mighty immortal star power in his body was quietly activated. It's time to end this. When the immortal star power and the immortal scepter combined, the supreme power of the rules in the universe trembled. Time stopped. Space stopped. Everything stopped. Only the immortal scepter was still moving forward. Half-step martial emperor level? The corpse demon emperor finally realized that something was wrong. He cried out involuntarily. Impossible. How is this possible? He shook his head desperately. He could not believe the fact in front of him. It was rare for a star venerable warrior to have a half-step martial emperor level weapon. However, the person in front of him had two. He could feel that the power of the scepter was not weaker than the sword. I can't accept this. The immortal star power was the exclusive power of the immortal emperor. When combined with the immortal scepter, its attack power reached the peak. Even if the person standing in front of Fang Chen was a saint venerable warrior, he could not do anything. Crack! The immortal scepter hit the corpse demon emperor's head and instantly shattered his body. Whoosh! The corpse demon emperor wanted to escape, but he underestimated the power of the immortal scepter and the immortal star power. In an instant, the immortal star power entangled his primordial spirit and burned it to ashes. I can't accept this. A miserable cry was heard in the air. The corpse demon emperor had fallen. Fang Chen's robe fluttered. The immortal star power flickered on the surface of his skin and finally disappeared. The immortal scepter let out a cry. It came to the soul-gathering flag and suppressed it. Dong. The two half-step martial emperor-level weapons suppressed the soul-gathering flag together. Whoosh. Under the powerful suppression, the soul-gathering flag kept shrinking. Finally, it became the size of a palm and fell into Fang Chen's palm. Chapter 2960. Even until his death, the corpse demon sovereign could not understand why a powerhouse from the immemorial chaos would come here even after everything had been set up by his clan. With humiliation and unwillingness, he perished in the Milky Way universe. When Fang Chen put away the soul-gathering flag, the gloomy power that permeated the Star River universe disappeared instantly. The howls of the ferocious ghosts in the air also disappeared. The vast Star River universe became quiet all of a sudden. The sky was clear again and there were no clouds in the sky for thousands of miles. The human warriors who survived the disaster cheered. As Fang Chen said, the Star River universe was his hometown and no one was allowed to touch it. Crack. Venerable He Kai, who was trapped in the Star River universe, broke through the seal and came to the mountain range to meet up with Fang Chen. Fang Chen. After hundreds of years, Venerable He Kai's heart was full of stormy waves when he saw Fang Chen again. Back then, Fang Chen was just an ordinary warrior in his eyes. Now, Fang Chen had already become the strongest expert in the ancient Saint Chaos and even made a name for himself in the immemorial chaotic era. Unknowingly, the guy who was indebted to him had grown up. He had become the strongest expert in the history of the Star River universe. Even the ancestor of the Star River universe who created the Star River universe was ashamed to face Fang Chen. Venerable He Kai Fang Chen nodded gently to him. When he first came to the ancient Saint Chaos, he was indebted to Venerable He Kai by imparting the Azura Sword Dao to him. The latter had indirectly made it easier for him to walk down the path ahead of him. Fang Chen respected Venerable He Kai very much. Even though he was powerful enough to destroy the Star River universe with a thought, he was not arrogant. I have killed the corpse demon emperor. The crisis in the Star River universe and the ancient Saint Chaos has been resolved, Fang Chen said. That's great. Fortunately, you came back in time. Otherwise, Venerable Black Red felt a lingering fear in his heart. If Fang Chen had not returned in time, the consequences would have been unimaginable. Knowing that the crisis of ancient Saint Chaos had been resolved, he heaved a sigh of relief. However, what shocked him even more was that the corpse demon emperor was actually killed by Fang Chen. The strength of the corpse demon emperor is considered to be at the peak of the ancient gods, Venerable Black Red said in surprise. Strictly speaking, the corpse demon emperor should be a star venerable, Fang Chen added. Venerable Black Red widened his eyes. His heart was in turmoil. At this moment, he looked at Fang Chen with a complicated expression. Over the years, as ancient Saint Hunden's overall strength increased, he also came into contact with more and more secrets. He also knew that above the ancient gods were the powerful gods. However, he did not expect Fang Chen to be able to kill the god-level corpse demon emperor. This was too shocking. However, even though he was shocked, he knew that the most important thing now was to quickly return to the Xiu family in Qingluo Heaven and see if they had suffered any losses. Since the crisis of the Star River universe has been resolved, I will return to Qingluo Heaven first, Venerable Black Red said to Fang Chen with cupped fists. Fang Chen nodded. He took out a weapon from his bosom and tossed it to Venerable Black Red. Venerable Black Red was shocked when he held the weapon. When I was still weak, you taught me the Azura Sword principle. I am indebted to you. Consider this a small token of my appreciation, Fang Chen said with a smile. Venerable Black Red opened his mouth, wanting to say something. In the end, he put away the weapon and nodded heavily. Then it would be impolite of me to refuse. With that, Venerable Black Red's figure flashed and disappeared. And yet, Fang Chen's casual gift had allowed Overseer Black Red to rise to prominence with ancient sages and primal chaos, and eventually lead the Xiu clan to the top. Of course, this was a story for another time. To Fang Chen, this was just an ordinary weapon, but to Venerable Black Red, this weapon was more valuable than the entire Xiu family. In the vast god realm of the Star River universe, all the corpse demon had been destroyed. When Fang Chen sent the news to Shunqi Palace, the entire god realm was shaken. Under Shunqi Palace's lead, Many powerful forces sent their experts. They searched for the remnants of the corpse demon hiding in the dark, swearing to catch them all in one fell swoop. Fang Chen, on the other hand, focused all his attention on the depths of the mountain range. What on earth is there that could attract the corpse demon's large-scale attack? Fang Chen frowned and pondered. After the battle with the corpse demon emperor, Fang Chen already knew. The corpse demon was very powerful, and what he saw was just the tip of the iceberg. Perhaps, in the ancient chaos, the corpse demon's powerful forces were hiding in the dark, spying on the human race. Fang Chen walked step by step into the depths of the mountain range. Suddenly, he felt an invisible barrier in the air, blocking his way. Fang Chen frowned, his heart full of shock. Then, he widened his eyes and looked at the void in disbelief. He activated the Supreme Ancestral Eye, shooting out 2 rays of golden light. In the next moment, countless complex patterns flashed in the void in front of him. The trajectories of these patterns actually seemed familiar. The Immortal Scepter. Fang Chen blurted out. Because Fang Chen had seen the trajectory of these patterns on the Immortal Scepter before. Whoosh! The Immortal Scepter appeared out of thin air, floating in the air. Fang Chen activated it, and a dazzling light emerged. The complex patterns on the scepter flashed and moved quickly. It's really the same. Fang Chen was shocked. Did the Immortal Emperor come here before? The Emperor has never been here before. The Immortal Scepter said leisurely. Then why are the patterns here exactly the same as the ones on your body? Fang Chen asked hurriedly. Try to activate the Immortal Star Power. Listening to the Immortal Scepter, Fang Chen secretly activated the Immortal Star Power. Suddenly, the powerful Immortal Star Power spread throughout his body. He felt that the power in his body was constantly increasing, as if his body was about to explode. Hey! At this moment, Fang Chen noticed something strange. The Immortal Star Power is resonating? Fang Chen was very surprised. What was in the depths of the mountain range that could resonate with the Immortal Star Power? You feel it, right? The Immortal Scepter asked. Fang Chen nodded. The Immortal Scepter continued, in fact, what's hidden in the depths of the mountain range is just an Immortal Star Power. Immortal Star Power? Fang Chen was even more confused. If the Immortal Emperor had never been here, then where did the Immortal Star Power come from? Back then, the Emperor fought with someone, and the Immortal Star Power exploded and scattered to every corner of the chaotic realm. I think one of the Immortal Star Power shot into this place, the Immortal Scepter explained. And the master of this miniature universe happened to place his miniature universe here, Luo Feng said. Therefore, the Immortal Star Power was hidden in the universe. Fang Chen was speechless. So that's how it was. The Immortal Star Power is the exclusive power of the Emperor, and it's very powerful. Although it's just an Immortal Star Power, it can subtly change this miniature universe. When you walk out of here, have you ever felt that the power of rules here is different from other miniature universes? Fang Chen was stunned. He recalled the Shura universe he had created and compared it with the Star River universe. Then, he realized the abnormality. Seeing Fang Chen's expression, the Immortal Scepter said, in fact, all of this is caused by the Immortal Star Power. This miniature universe has been secretly changed by the Immortal Star Power, and the power of the Great Path contains the aura of the Immortal Emperor. Therefore, this is also why the Star River universe can produce a genius like you. Fang Chen was stunned. It turned out that he had been in contact with the Immortal Emperor's aura a long time ago, but he didn't know it. Well, what are you waiting for? Go in and absorb this Immortal Star Power. The Immortal Scepter urged when Fang Chen was still in a daze. At the same time, the Immortal Scepter turned into a stream of light and broke through the invisible barrier, completely releasing the Immortal Star Power hidden in the depths of the mountain range. Buzz! The Immortal Scepter sealed the entire mountain range, and the powerful Immortal Star Power condensed into a stream of starlight, illuminating the entire mountain range. Dong! Dong! Fang Chen felt the Immortal Star Power in his body surging, and his blood was restless. It's so powerful. The power of this Immortal Star Power was far more powerful than what Fang Chen had painstakingly cultivated. The starlight rose slowly, resonating with the immortal star power in Fang Chen's body. Chapter 2961. The process of absorbing the immortal star power was very smooth. After all, with the help of the immortal scepter and Fang Chen's own talent, he had comprehended the immortal star power from the immortal inheritance. This time, it was relatively simple. Dong. The power in his body vibrated, and his robe fluttered. He clenched his fist, and the surrounding void shattered, and a spatial storm appeared instantly. So strong. Fang Chen felt that the power in his body was too strong. Although his cultivation had not broken through, after absorbing the immortal star power, his combat power had at least soared to a new level. Before, when I faced a holy venerable expert, I might only be able to escape unscathed. But now, I am confident that I can destroy an early holy venerable expert, Fang Chen said confidently. Congratulations. The immortal scepter descended from the sky, and the mountain returned to peace. The surrounding seal had also been lifted. How do you feel? The immortal scepter asked. He had followed the immortal emperor to battle everywhere, and was very clear about the immortal star power. Too strong. This immortal star power is at least 10 years of my cultivation, Fang Chen exclaimed. Of course. You are just a beginner now. How can you compare with the great emperor? The immortal scepter said proudly, with infinite admiration for the immortal emperor. You said that the immortal star power exploded and scattered all over the chaotic realm. Can I search for the immortal star power hidden in the dark to form a star core? Fang Chen smiled, looking forward to it. But soon, the immortal scepter dampened his enthusiasm. I don't want to criticize you, but with your current strength, you are not strong in the immemorial chaos. How dare you try to find the immortal star power? The immortal scepter said mercilessly. The battle between the great emperor and the enemy swept across the entire chaotic realm. The explosion of the immortal star power almost sunk half of the immemorial chaos. And the immortal star force scattered all over the place is stronger than the last. What you just absorbed was only the weakest of the immortal stars. The immortal scepter said, in other words, even if the immortal star power is in front of you, you can't absorb it. Fang Chen curled his lips. The immortal scepter added. Not to mention, with your strength, you can't find it. Although the immortal scepter could sense the immortal star power, it was based on the close distance. But now, Fang Chen was too weak to unleash the true power of the immortal scepter, so there was nothing it could do. Fang Chen nodded and gave up on the idea. One day, I'll absorb all the immortal astral power scattered throughout the chaos realm. Fang Chen clenched his fists and swore to himself. After slightly adjusting his state of mind, Fang Chen turned around and left the mountain range. In the empty, dark, and cold void, there was a floating island. Looking from afar, this island looked like a dead island without any signs of life. The island was constantly drifting, making it difficult to pinpoint its exact location. Roar. On the island, a furious roar sounded, breaking the silence in the darkness. Crack. His voice contained an extremely powerful force, causing the entire space to tremble and the island to shake. Damned humans, ruining my corpse demon plan. On the island, a ferocious skeleton stood on the ground and roared angrily. On the side, several corpse demon elders stood with their heads bowed, shivering. Our clan has been planning for countless years and has already collected 30 strands of immortal star power. We only found the 31st strand after much effort. And to prevent those old bastards from the immemorial chaos from destroying it, we didn't hesitate to expose a stronghold to attract their attention. We even used our clan's treasure to isolate the ancient Saint Chaos, but the plan still failed. The ferocious skeleton was filled with anger. The corpse demon had been hiding in the dark, collecting the immortal star power left behind by the immortal emperor. My lord, this failure may attract the attention of the immemorial chaos, one of the elders said in a low voice. Humph, a bunch of trash. The ferocious skeleton said coldly, according to the information that idiot sent back, the one who ruined the plan is a native of the Star River universe. His cultivation is probably at the Star Venerable level, and he's a sword cultivator. Investigate this person at all costs. Anyone who dares to go against the corpse demon will be killed without mercy. Yes, my lord. Rest assured, we will investigate right away. Also, you must be careful in other places. If you fail again, you can bring your heads to me, the ferocious skeleton said. Fang Chen, who was in the Star River universe. He didn't know that he had unintentionally ruined the corpse demon's plan. They were secretly investigating him, trying to catch him in one fell swoop. His powerful consciousness spread out and covered the entire Star River universe. Fang Chen saw some human warriors fighting the corpse demon in the mortal world and his two sons. Han Yun A faint smile appeared on Fang Chen's face. He did not interfere in the affairs of the lower realm because in his opinion, this was an excellent opportunity. He could use this opportunity to temper his two sons. After all, they would also go to the immemorial chaos to cultivate in the future. The mortal world now had Green Bamboo Island as its base, and the Four Holy Lands as its support. The addition of Fang Yun and Fang Han, as well as the Bone Progenitor and the others, had undoubtedly raised the strength of the mortal world to a very strong level. As for the more powerful corpse demon, Fang Chen had already killed them in the God realm. The ones left behind were the corpse demon, which was on par with the experts in the mortal world. It was a good opportunity for him to practice. After confirming that the mortal world was safe, Fang Chen withdrew his consciousness and strolled on the land of the God realm. What a familiar feeling. Fang Chen relaxed his body and could clearly feel the power of the way of the heavens surrounding him. He could even clearly feel the trajectory of the universe. He gently raised his palm, and suddenly a vast amount of power gathered. Rays of complicated light circulated in the palm of his hand. So this is the so-called operation of the miniature universe. Seeing through the operation of the universe at a glance was something that only experts like Fang Chen could do. Unknowingly, Fang Chen came to the Shunxi Palace. The purpose of establishing the Shunxi Palace was to rule on behalf of the heavens and protect the Star River universe. Now, the prestige of the Shunxi Palace was even stronger, and the other forces in the God realm were all convinced. Whoosh! Fang Chen landed in the territory of the Shunxi Palace, and immediately two warriors approached him. Who are you? Why have you come to the Shunxi Palace? The two approached Fang Chen and asked sternly. At this time, Fang Chen's aura was restrained, and he was like an ordinary person. Who is the current palace master of the Shunxi Palace? Fang Chen asked. Who are you? The two heard this and stared at Fang Chen warily. In the entire God realm, everyone knew who the palace master of the Shunxi Palace was. The person in front of them was very suspicious. I am Fang Chen. Fang Chen shrugged and said his name. However, the two obviously had not heard of him. No matter who you are, leave this place quickly, or don't blame us for being rude. Fang Chen did not move, but just smiled quietly. Seeing this, the two were instantly furious and wanted to attack. At this time, there was a piercing sound in the distance, and then a man in a green robe came from afar. Stop! Hearing this, the two turned to look and were completely stunned. The palace master, who was usually elusive, had actually come. Palace master? The two cried out involuntarily. The man in the green robe waved his hand. You two go back first, leave this to me. The two opened their mouths and hesitated, but in the end, they left. In the entire God realm, they did not believe that anyone was qualified to challenge the palace master. Who are you? The man in the green robe looked directly at Fang Chen and asked in a low voice. His heart trembled because the other party was clearly in front of him, but he could not sense him. Just now, he was cultivating when a voice suddenly sounded in his mind, and he came here according to the voice. To be able to penetrate the seal he had set up, it was enough to show how powerful this person was. I have never seen you in the God realm, Palace Master Shunxi said slowly. Strictly speaking, the first Palace Master of the Shunxi Palace is Fang Shi, the second Palace Master is Tian Xin, Qing who is the third, and you should be the fourth, right? Fang Chen asked with a smile. The four people that Fang Chen mentioned all left behind illustrious reputations in the divine realm. Emperor Shi, Emperor God Tian Xin, Emperor God Puppet. Chapter 2962. In the vast God world, no one did not know about the three previous palace masters of Divine Shi Palace. Although they had left behind countless legends. However, those who truly knew that Fang Chen was the expert behind the scenes of the Divine Shi Palace were only a handful of high-level experts in the God realm. Now, Palace Master Divine Shi had never seen Fang Chen before. Although there was a portrait of Fang Chen in Divine Shi Palace, after all these years of training, both his temperament and image had changed greatly. That was why Palace Master Divine Shi did not recognize that the person in front of him was the legendary ancestor of Divine Shi Palace. "I am Fang Chen," Fang Chen said calmly. "Fang Chen?" Palace Master Divine Shi frowned and thought quickly. He vaguely felt that he had heard this name somewhere before. Suddenly, his body trembled and his eyes widened as he looked at Fang Chen in disbelief. Ancestor of Divine Shi Palace? Master's brother, Emperor Shi's father, Emperor Tian Xin's master? A series of thoughts appeared in Palace Master Divine Shi's mind. His heart was in turmoil and he could not imagine it. The ancestor of Divine Shi Palace would appear here. Could it be? Finally, Palace Master Divine Shi took a deep breath and held back his surprise as he bowed deeply to Fang Chen. "I was ignorant and did not recognize the ancestor." Fang Chen waved his hand. "It's okay, it's not your fault." Under the lead of Palace Master Divine Shi, Fang Chen came to the headquarters of Divine Shi Palace. The current Divine Shi Palace was no longer the same as when it was first built. Back then, Fang Chen had left behind countless resources, and Shunshi Palace had also relied on these resources to rise rapidly, becoming the well-deserved overlord of the universe. After listening to Palace Master Divine Shi's introduction, Fang Chen nodded slightly. He was satisfied with the current situation of Divine Shi Palace. Divine Shi Palace is developing well. I don't ask much of you, as long as you protect the universe. Fang Chen said softly. Yes, Palace Master Shun, she said respectfully. After staying in Shunshi Palace for a short period of time, Fang Chen quietly left. Before he left, he personally set up a protective array for the Shunshi Palace. With this array, even if experts from the ancient sacred chaos attacked, they would not be able to break it. As long as no one at the level of a venerable god took action, the Shunshi Palace would always be safe. In addition, Fang Chen also visited many of his old friends. Rip. With a wave of his hand, Fang Chen tore through the void and arrived in the lower world. The situation in the lower realm had become clear. Fang Han and Fang Yun had also gained something from this experience. The arrival of Fang Chen made the two of them very excited. "Father." Their faces were full of smiles as they rushed towards Fang Chen. The latter was also very happy when he saw his two sons. In the distant horizon, countless experts were watching this scene. That person looks familiar. Who is he? To be able to stand on equal footing with the bone progenitor, he must be one of the strongest in the realm of the gods. Why do I feel like I've seen him somewhere before? The onlookers were puzzled when they saw Fang Chen appear out of thin air. He is Fang Chen, the Lord of Green Bamboo Island. Suddenly, there was an exclamation from the crowd. Then, all the warriors were completely shocked. What? Fang Chen is back. In an instant, the news spread like a kite throughout the lower world. Countless warriors were shocked. The leaders of the 4 great holy lands were also gathered here. I can't even sense his presence. The leader of the Ling clan side. They had fought side by side in the past. Who would have thought that Fang Chen would become so powerful after so many years? Haha, he has the blood of the Luo clan in him. The happiest person was the leader of the Luo clan. The others looked at the leader of the Luo clan enviously. Because of Fang Chen, the Luo clan was now stronger than the 3 great holy lands. Other than Green Bamboo Island, the Luo clan's holy land was developing the fastest. A legend of the generation. A voice sounded in everyone's heart. Fang Chen brought Fang Yun and Fang Han with him. He visited some of his old friends in the lower world. He also left some things that were useful to them as a greeting gift. In the end, Fang Chen and the bone progenitor left quietly. Outside the Azura universe, Fang Chen stood calmly. Beside him was the bone progenitor. The forces behind the corpse demon are very strong. I'm worried that they will attack again, Fang Chen said in a low voice. As soon as he finished speaking, he waved his palm and a vast array of power erupted. Buzz! In the blink of an eye, a huge array appeared spontaneously, completely enveloping the Azura universe and the starry universe. The defense of this array can withstand the attacks of holy venerables. Unless it's a tribulation supremacy, no one can break through it, Fang Chen said to the bone progenitor. This is an energy crystal. It's enough to last a universe era. The bone progenitor took the energy crystal and grinned. Ha ha ha, with this array, the two universes will no longer have to worry about being harassed by others. This way, I can comprehend the Tao of time and space in peace. When Fang Chen returned to the ancient Saint Chaos with his two sons, he happened to meet the little mouse and the others who had just come out of seclusion. Inside the Azura Sword sect. After listening to Fang Chen's words, the 5 fellows felt rather helpless. They had missed such a lively event while they were in seclusion. Unfortunately, the 5 of us obtained some opportunities and went into seclusion to cultivate. Damn that corpse demon. If I see them again, I'll kill them all. In response, Fang Chen just smiled indifferently. Boss. Finally, the 5 fellows looked at Fang Chen in unison, their eyes full of anticipation. Fang Chen shook his head. Don't worry, I'll take you away. When they came out of seclusion this time, their strength had reached the level of ancient god. The ancient Saint Chaos was indeed not suitable for them to cultivate. According to their personalities, they would definitely be unwilling to continue staying in the ancient Saint Chaos. Therefore, after careful consideration, Fang Chen decided to take them to the ancient Saint Chaos. But you have to promise me that after you go to the ancient Saint Chaos, you must remember not to cause trouble. Don't worry, boss. We'll listen to you. After everything was arranged, Fang Chen left the ancient Saint Chaos. But before he left, he met with Qing Hu. The latter's attainments in the puppet Dao had reached an extremely high level. However, there was nothing he could do about Bu Tian, who had been refined into a death war puppet. I've also heard of the death war puppet. It's an extremely evil method. With my current strength, there's naturally nothing I can do. But I'm confident that when I make a breakthrough in the puppet Dao, I'll definitely be able to free him. This was what Qing Hu said to Fang Chen. Moreover, Qing Hu also said that it wouldn't be long before he went to the ancient Saint Chaos to explore. After learning of Qing Hu's thoughts, Fang Chen said that he wanted to take him along, but Qing Hu refused. He still had some things to take care of. He seemed to have some enlightenment in the puppet Dao and needed time. As for Fang Chen's parents, Fang Chen arranged for them to stay in the Shunxi Palace in the Galaxy universe. He knew how dangerous the ancient Saint Chaos was. With his current strength, it was impossible for him to protect them. The Shunxi Palace was the most suitable place for them. I still have a long way to go. Looking up at the sky, Fang Chen sighed. Whoosh. His body turned into a stream of light and disappeared into the dark void. The crisis of the Corpse Devil clan was finally over. Moreover, after this incident, Fang Chen left many resources and inherited secret techniques in the ancient Saint Chaos and the Galaxy universe. Only when one was strong enough could they resist the invasion of the outside world. The ancient Saint Chaos, the southern region, Tianshu Yuan. This was Fang Chen's foothold in the ancient Saint Chaos, and also Fang Chen's nest. The current continent of despair was completely under the control of Tianshu Yuan. Fang Chen placed the 5 guys in Tianshu Yuan and let them cultivate there first to gradually adapt to the pace of the ancient Saint Chaos. A few days later, Fang Chen's clone also rushed to Tianshu Yuan and joined his original body. Fang Chen gave the demon sealing tower to his clone and let him focus on cultivating the demon race army in the demon sealing tower. Perhaps even Fang Chen didn't expect that his casual idea would create the demon race army that would shake the ancient Saint Chaos in the future. Of course, this was a story for later. After everything was arranged, Fang Chen was preparing to collect information and find the 3 girls of the Star and Moon when he suddenly received a shocking piece of news. Chapter 2963. Kang Ju. News about his disciple, Kang Ju. Fang Chen clenched his fists tightly. The fury in his heart had already reached an unimaginable level. The news came from the Ling family, and it was personally sent by Yun Ling-er. Although Yun Ling-er said that she didn't know Kang Ju, she felt that Kang Ju's aura seemed to be of the same origin as Fang Chen's, so she asked Fang Chen. Moreover, Yun Linga used talismans to send Kang Ju's mental image. After looking at it, Fang Chen could confirm that it was his disciple, Kang Ju. The Su family. Fang Chen's dark eyes shot out a terrifying light as he muttered. His words were filled with shocking killing intent. He wouldn't let go of anyone who acted against his disciple. After hearing that Kang Ju was in danger, Fang Chen didn't say anything and directly left Qianshu Yuan. Only his clone knew about his departure. He took the teleportation channel and crossed countless continents, arriving at the Ling family's territory. Ling Tian City, ancient chaos southern region. The Ling family's headquarters. This city was very prosperous in the entire southern region, and there were many experts. Whoosh! The teleportation channel in Ling Tian City suddenly flashed with white light, and a vast aura surged out. Following this, Fang Chen walked out. Tap, tap, tap. At this moment, a beautiful figure in pink clothes quickly ran over, instantly attracting the attention of all the cultivators on the street. Someone recognized Ling Shan, and their eyes widened. Ling family's daughter, Ling Shan. Isn't she in closed-door cultivation? Why is she here? No wonder she's the #1 beauty in the southern region. She's so beautiful. What's Ling Shan doing here? Could it be that the teleportation channel flashed and caused a huge commotion, and Princess Ling Shan came to welcome an important guest to Ling Tian City? Ling Shan's appearance quickly attracted the attention of countless people. Their gazes were all focused on the teleportation channel. They were all curious as to who it was that could make the Ling family's daughter, Ling Shan, personally come to welcome them. Under everyone's gazes, a tall and thin figure walked out of the teleportation channel. There was a strange aura on his body that completely enveloped him, preventing anyone from probing him. Hey! Who is he? Many people were surprised to see Fang Chen. They had never seen him before. Fang Chen. Ling Shan quickly walked up to Fang Chen, her face full of smiles. Senior Yun knows you're coming, so he sent me to welcome you, Ling Shan said. Ever since Fang Chen saved her, she was grateful to Fang Chen. When he saw Fang Chen again, he sighed in his heart. Let's go, Senior Yun is waiting for you, Ling Shan continued. Fang Chen nodded. Kang Ju's life was at stake, so he didn't want to waste any more time. Ling Shan turned around and grabbed Fang Chen's arm with her little hand, quickly heading towards the city lord's manor. Countless martial artists on the street were in an uproar. Could this person be Princess Ling Shan's lover? That must be it. Otherwise, with Princess Ling Shan's personality, why would she smile at other men? This guy is really lucky to be able to win Princess Ling Shan's heart, Lin Feng muttered to himself. Countless discussions were incessant. City Lord's Manor, in the garden pavilion. Yun Ling dressed in a green robe, sat on a stone bench. Her aura was very noble, giving off a breathtaking feeling. Seeing Fang Chen's arrival, she straightened up and smiled at him. You're here. Yun Ling red lips parted slightly as she smiled. What's going on? Fang Chen asked hurriedly, his face a little solemn. What's his relationship with you? Yun Ling asked. He's my disciple, Kang Ju. Hearing this, Yun Ling eyes flashed with a hint of surprise, and then she said solemnly, actually, this is quite a coincidence. The Su family is located in the middle of the southern and western regions. Their power spans across the two regions, and their combined power is slightly stronger than the Ling family. It's just that. Strictly speaking, they're considered a power in the western region, so they usually have nothing to do with our Ling family. However, not long ago, the Su family learned about what happened in the southern region and sent an invitation letter. I personally brought the younger generation of the Ling family to the Su family and had an exchange with them. Yun Ling said slowly. She saw Kang Ju in the Su family, and at first, she didn't feel anything. However, when the latter inadvertently released a trace of aura, she instantly caught it and firmly believed that this person was of the same origin as Fang Chen. I didn't expect him to be your disciple, Yun Ling whispered. After hearing Yun Ling's words, Fang Chen's heart gradually calmed down. He's imprisoned in the Su family? There was only one thought in his mind now, and that was to hope that Kang Ju was safe. Your disciple seems to be fine, But the Su family doesn't seem to have the intention of killing him. They've been torturing him. Yunling'er pondered. It seems that they want to get some information from him. Tell me the Su family's address, Fang Chen calmly said. The Eagle Sword sect can't compare to the Su family. Don't be rash. With your current strength, it'll be very difficult to shake the Su family, Yunling'er reminded him. She understood Fang Chen very well and knew what he was thinking. But that's my disciple, I can't just watch him die. Fang Chen said in a hoarse voice. No matter what the Su family's background was, no matter how powerful they were, he had to save Kang Ju. After thinking for a moment, Yunling'er said, Don't be rash, let's think of a way. If you force the Su family into a corner and they kill your disciple, it won't be good. Don't worry, I'll personally go with you. Many thanks, Fang Chen said as he nodded. After staying in Lingtian City for about 3 days, Fang Chen and Yunling'er set off towards the Su family's residence. At this moment, the Su family in the southwest had already received news. Su family's residence, meeting hall. The Su family's master, who was dressed in leather, had a sinister look on his face. Master, the Ling family has already set off, the housekeeper reminded him in a low voice. The Su family's master remained silent, as though he didn't care about the Ling family at all. Master, should the Su family take action? The housekeeper continued to ask. Hearing this, the Su family's master finally raised his head and looked at the housekeeper. Although the Ling family isn't a match for the Su family, we can't underestimate them. Our goal is to absorb the Ling family without expending a single soldier. Right now, the biggest problem is Yunling'er, who appeared out of nowhere. Previously, Yunling'er had brought the younger generation of the Ling family to the Su family for an exchange. The Su family's master had secretly confronted Yunling'er and discovered that she was extremely powerful. Moreover, the most important thing was that she had unpredictable talisman techniques. Although Yunling'er was a half-step universe god expert, her strength was comparable to a universe god expert. This was also the reason why the Su family didn't take action directly. Then what should we do? The housekeeper asked, puzzled. You don't have to worry about this matter. After Yunling'er comes, let the younger generation of the Ling family exchange pointers with the younger generation of the Su family first. I think that after their defeat last time, they will definitely seek revenge this time. They will defeat the geniuses that they are so proud of and crush them from the bottom of their hearts. Yes, Master. The housekeeper nodded and then left the meeting hall. After the housekeeper left, a black shadow suddenly appeared in the meeting hall. Master, I have done as you said. The Su family's master's expression changed instantly. He hurriedly got up and bowed to the black shadow. Do your job well for me, the corpse demon. If this matter is completed, I, the corpse demon, will definitely not treat you badly. I will even support the Su family to become the master of the southern region, the black shadow said in a hoarse voice. Hearing this, the Su family's master was overjoyed. Master, don't worry. The Su family will do our best. Riding on Yunling'er's flying talisman, everyone was extremely fast. After a few days, they arrived at the Su family's territory. Up ahead is the Su family's territory, Yunling'er said. Fang Chen's dark eyes stared at the Su family's territory expressionlessly. Follow me closely. Don't wander around. Yunling'er led everyone to the Su family's city quickly. Fang Chen. Lingshan seemed to feel that something was wrong with Fang Chen. She walked up to him and called out in a low voice. Are you okay? Fang Chen shook his head. I'm fine. Buzz. At this moment, the sword principal power in Fang Chen's body surged as if it was going to rush out of his body. Kang Ju. Chapter 2964. The Su clan was a famous clan and was considered the most prestigious clan between the western and southern regions. After entering the Su clan's territory, there were Su clan symbols everywhere. However, Fang Chen was not in the mood to observe this at all. He had been thinking about his disciple Kang Ju. Don't panic. Yunling'er glanced at Fang Chen and reminded him in a low voice. The latter nodded, took a deep breath, and followed Yunling'er into the Su clan's city. Ha ha ha, the Ling clan has come to visit. Please forgive me for not welcoming you. The Su clan master personally welcomed them. His gaze fell on Yun Ling, and a trace of slyness flashed in the depths of his eyes. "This way, please." Under the accompaniment of the Su clan master, the Ling clan was quickly settled in the city. The competition of the younger generation will be in 3 days. Everyone can rest in peace during this period. The Su clan master and Yun Ling left the mansion to discuss some matters. As soon as the two powerhouses left, Fang Chen was ready to leave. "Fang Chen, where are you going?" Ling Shan walked over and asked in a low voice. "Going out for a walk," Fang Chen said. "It's your first time in the Su clan's city. You must not be familiar with it. I'll accompany you." After saying that, she strode out of the mansion without caring whether Fang Chen agreed or not. The Su clan's city was very prosperous. The streets were full of traffic and people came and went. Countless hawking voices echoed in Fang Chen's ears. Actually, the Su clan was just an ordinary small clan a long time ago. The two walked side by side on the street. Ling Shan introduced to Fang Chen. Later, a peerless genius appeared in the Su clan. It was said that this genius of the Su clan gathered 81 supreme ancestral eyes and glimpsed a trace of the power of the supreme law. His strength soared and he became a peerless powerhouse. Since then, the Su clan soared into the sky. At its peak, the Su clan once dominated the western region. However, later on, the genius of the Su clan seemed to have some problems and was hunted down by his enemies. Not long after, the Su clan announced that they would withdraw from the ranks of the western region's overlords. Ling Shan spoke confidently. At that time, the Su family's patriarch was quite wise. At their peak, the Su family had made too many enemies. After their guardian deity disappeared, the Su family was attacked from both sides. After they withdrew from the ranks of the overlords, although their power declined a lot, they still managed to keep a trace of hope. Hearing this, Fang Chen was slightly moved. He never thought that in the history of the Su family, there would actually be a peerless expert. It seemed that every force that could survive the endless passage of time could not be underestimated. What's up ahead? Suddenly, Fang Chen stopped in his tracks and looked ahead with his pitch-black eyes. There was a tall building there, and behind the tall building was a huge mineral vein. "That's the Su's mine," Ling Shan said. "It's called the Purple Cloud Mine, the most important property of the Sus. Every year, the profits from the purple cloud ore trade are enough to feed the entire Su family. There is a very strong seal around this mine. It is said that it was personally set up by the unparalleled expert of the Su family. Over the years, there have been many forces that have tried to spy on the Su family's purple cloud mine, but without exception, they all failed." Ling Shan continued, "This is also the reason why the Su family dared to openly place the entrance of the mine in such a conspicuous place in the city." Unfortunately, Ling Shan sighed at this point. "Unfortunately what?" Fang Chen asked. "Due to the uniqueness of the Purple Cloud Mine, the people who collect it must have a strong physique. Therefore, over the countless years, the Su family has been capturing martial artists with special physiques and enslaving them to mine for them. Countless martial artists could not withstand the brilliance of the Su family and died in the mine." At the end, Ling Shan shook her head helplessly. Fang Chen walked straight towards the tall building because he sensed Kang Ju's aura inside. "What are you doing?" Ling Shan stopped Fang Chen and asked. "Unrelated people are not allowed to come within 100 meters of the Purple Cloud building. Otherwise, you will be killed without mercy," Ling Shan said. Fang Chen frowned as a series of thoughts flashed through his mind. In the end, he gave up. "Let's go back. You've only been out for a while. Why aren't you shopping anymore?" Ling Shan asked. Fang Chen minded his own business and returned to his residence to rest. In the dark night, one could not see their fingers. A black shadow suddenly shot out from the Ling family's residence. Then, the black shadow merged into the darkness and disappeared without a trace. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Fang Chen's attainments in the space-time Tao had reached an unimaginable level. His control over his body was simply too perfect. Unless it was a holy venerate or tribulation venerate. Otherwise, no one would be able to discover his existence. Soon, Fang Chen arrived in front of the Purple Cloud building. The purple cloud building was brightly lit. From the outside, one could see countless guards guarding the purple cloud building. Chumph, Fang Chen snorted coldly. His body dissipated and turned into nothingness. He used the spacetime escape technique and quietly passed through the purple cloud building. There it is. Soon, Fang Chen found the entrance to the purple cloud or vein. Thud, thud, thud. Fang Chen stepped into the purple cloud or vein. The purple cloud ore was a very special ore. This ore contained extremely strong energy. After ordinary martial artists absorbed it, their physical body would quickly become stronger. What a huge ore vein! Fang Chen whispered. He walked in the darkness and observed the situation in the ore vein. At the same time, he activated the Chaos Sword body to resist the gravity in the purple cloud or vein. Buzz! The sword chi in his body vibrated and resonated with Kang Ju. Over there! Fang Chen found the right direction and quickly headed towards where Kang Ju was. In the depths of the purple cloud or vein, Kang Ju leaned against the wall. His face was pale and he was panting. I don't know when it will end. Kang Ju murmured. Back then, he and Fang Shi went on an adventure together and accidentally obtained the inheritance of a powerful martial artist. However, when the Su family found out about it, they were exterminated. Junior sister, I hope you are safe. Kang Ju said in a low voice, Master taught us that no matter what we encounter, we can't give up easily, and we can't lose our rationality. Although I am now under the control of the Su family and they are constantly torturing me to make me tell them where you are, I will never tell them. Dong dong dong. Suddenly, the energy in Kang Ju's body shook violently. Kang Ju's face changed and he was shocked. Master! His heart beat faster. He stood up and looked into the distance. Swoosh! In the darkness, a ray of light shot out. In the blink of an eye, a black figure appeared in front of him. A familiar face and aura. Master! Kang Ju shouted excitedly. Ju, how are you? Seeing that Kang Ju was fine, Fang Chen was relieved. He took a step forward and walked toward Kang Ju. Don't come over. Kang Ju shouted anxiously. Fang Chen stopped and looked at Kang Ju in confusion. He spread out his powerful divine sense and covered Kang Ju's body. Soon, he noticed something. Seal. Master, the Su family has engraved a strong seal in my body. As long as an outsider approaches me, they will know. Kang Ju said. Ju is already very happy to be able to see Master at this time. Kang Ju knew the power of the Su family and did not want to involve his master. What's going on? Why were you captured by the Su family? Fang Chen forcefully suppressed the anger in his heart as he stood in front of Kang Ju and asked. It's a long story. Kang Ju told Fang Shi about his experience with Fang Chen. The latter was furious when he heard the news. The Su family. Fang Chen clenched his fists. He wanted to destroy the Su family. However, reason told him that he could not do anything to the Su family by himself. Master, the Su family did not kill me because they wanted to use me as bait to lure junior sister to save me. The Su family is too powerful. Master, don't be rash. Leave quickly and don't worry about me. Kang Ju said. You are my disciple. How can I not care about you? Fang Chen said, don't worry. I will find a way to save you. After that, Fang Chen did not waste any more time. He sat cross-legged and devoted himself to breaking the seal. Buzz! His divine sense came into contact with the seal in Kang Ju's body and was immediately repelled. What seal is this? Chapter 2965. The seal in Kang Ju's body was very powerful. Moreover, as soon as Fang Chen's divine sense touched it, it was bounced back. He felt dizzy, as if his entire body had suffered a great impact. Fang Chen thought that he had made some achievements in the Tao of Seals. But now, he couldn't see what the seal in Kang Ju's body was. Oh no! Just as Fang Chen was deep in thought, he suddenly sensed something strange in the air. Master, let's go. Kang Ju also seemed to realize something and shouted loudly. Fang Chen didn't stay. His figure flashed and disappeared in the purple cloud mineral vein. Rumble. In the mineral vein, a powerful force emerged. In the blink of an eye, a phantom condensed out of thin air. He looked around and didn't find anything. He was very puzzled. Who was it that touched the restriction just now? The butler stared at Kang Ju and asked sternly, "Who touched you just now?" Kang Ju shook his head. "There are seals everywhere in the purple cloud mineral vein. You know better than anyone how difficult it is to get close to me." Then why? The seal in Kang Ju's body changed and attracted the butler's attention. After a round of interrogation, the butler didn't get any useful information from Kang Ju. However, he secretly left some doubts in his heart. After the butler left, Kang Ju breathed a sigh of relief. At night, Fang Chen had been sitting on a stone bench in the courtyard, looking up at the dim sky with his dark eyes. "The seal is too strong and bounced back my divine sense. I can't do anything at all." Fang Chen's heart was in a mess. Although he knew that his disciple was imprisoned, he didn't know where to start. "Your heart is in a mess." The immortal scepter transmitted a message. "Although the seal in your disciple's body is strong, it is not unbreakable. You have something that can restrain the seal in his body." The immortal scepter continued. At the critical moment, it reminded Fang Chen. "What is it? Do you still remember the sky sealing tablet?" Hearing this, Fang Chen was shocked. He was stunned for a moment, and then he was overjoyed. That's right, how could he have forgotten about the heaven sealing tablet? "Can the sealed heaven tablet break the seal in my disciple's body?" Fang Chen asked hurriedly. "The power of the heaven sealing tablet is not something you can imagine." The immortal scepter said, "Back then, the heaven sealing tablet was said to be able to seal the primordial chaos with a single thought. Although it's a little exaggerated, it's obvious how powerful the heaven sealing tablet is. It's just that after the heaven sealing tablet's owner died, the heaven sealing tablet was sealed. The world doesn't know about it." The immortal scepter continued, "The real heaven sealing tablet is the ancestor of all seals in the world." Hearing the immortal scepter's words, Fang Chen was a little excited. "Doesn't that mean?" Fang Chen said with a smile. "Don't think that it's that simple. If you want to break the seal in your disciple's body, you'll need to activate the heaven sealing tombstone and borrow the power of the heaven sealing tombstone to forcibly shatter it." The immortal scepter said, "Your only advantage now is that you have the immortal star power. You can try and see if you can activate the heaven sealing tablet." In fact, the immortal scepter's meaning was very simple. With the immortal star power, the possibility of success was very high. "I'll try." 3 days later, the competition between the younger generation of the Ling clan and the Su clan was finally about to begin. On the Ling clan's side, they sent out the lineup headed by Fang Chen. On the other hand, the Su clan also called back all their peerless geniuses outside. In the huge square, countless warriors were watching. On the rostrum, Yun Ling and the Su clan master sat side by side. "What do you think?" The Su clan master asked with a smile. "The Ling clan is a guest. The rules can be set by you." Yun Ling shook her head. Compared to the plan that the Su clan master already has in mind, the Ling clan has no objection. Hearing this, the Su clan master smiled and said, "In that case, it would be impolite of me to refuse." The Su clan has indeed made a perfect plan. Not long ago, we had a sparring session. Although it was a sparring session between the younger generation, it was more for the weaker ones. This time, in order to save time, I suggest that each clan directly send out 3 of their most outstanding geniuses. Simple and direct. What do you think? No problem. Yun Ling already had a candidate in mind. Clap clap. The Su clan master clapped his hands. Suddenly, 3 burly figures walked out of the crowd. Seeing this, the crowd applauded. "The 3 from the Su clan will fight." Seeing the 3 people walking out of the crowd, Fang Chen frowned. The 3 from the Su clan are all-star venerables. Lingshan and the others are no match for them at all. He was secretly calculating in his heart. The Su clan will definitely win this sparring session. Yeah, I didn't expect the 3 senior brothers Su Mu, Su Wu, and Su Nan to all come back. Who in the same realm can resist their attacks? Yeah, not to mention the others, the 3 from the Su clan are monstrous geniuses who have the potential to become universe gods. In an instant, countless warriors in the square were discussing animatedly. Su Mu, Su Wu, and Su Nan enjoyed the attention of the crowd and revealed faint smiles on their faces. The Ling clan, Yun Ling Er's expression changed. Although she knew the three from the Su clan were strong, she still had to send out disciples to fight. However, she was interrupted by Fang Chen halfway through her sentence. The Ling clan will only send me out. He took a step forward and walked to the side of Su Mu and the other two, looking at them from a distance. Why? Is there no one else in the Ling clan? Su Nan sneered and looked at Fang Chen with disdain. You want to fight with the three of us? You are courting death, Su Wu curled his lips and said. Only Su Mu remained silent and looked at Fang Chen quietly. Suddenly, his pupils shrank, and his body trembled. The slight change in his body caught the attention of Su Nan and Su Wu. Brother. The two of them looked at Su Mu in confusion and asked softly. Su Mu waved his hand and stopped the two of them. Then, he walked toward Fang Chen step by step. He looked at Fang Chen with a complicated look in his eyes. When he reached Fang Chen, he finally stopped and said word by word, "You are Fang Chen?" The name Fang Chen was unfamiliar in the southwest region. No one had heard of it before. Even the master of the Su clan was confused. Why did Su Mu's expression become unnatural after seeing this person? Brother, who is he? Su Nan asked. That's right. What kind of person is he to be so important to Big Brother? Su Wu said, when the three of us join forces, we even dare to fight with a holy venerate. The person in front of us is only an initial star venerate. They did not understand why Su Mu valued Fang Chen so much. Moreover, they could clearly feel the heavy aura from him. They knew better than anyone else what it meant when Su Mu released such an aura. It meant that Su Mu had met a strong opponent. Even Su Mu himself was not sure if he could defeat such a strong opponent. Such a strong opponent was very scary. However, Su Wu and Su Nan did not understand. Was Su Mu's series of changes all because of Fang Chen? Or was the guy in front of them pretending to be weak? Su Mu. The master of the Su clan's voice came from the rostrum. Hearing this, Su Mu's expression gradually returned to normal. He then explained, "This person is Fang Chen. Perhaps you have never heard of this name. However, he is in the Immortal Academy of Creation and is famous in the Ancient God Institute." Even the master of the Su clan was stunned when he heard the words Immortal Academy of Creation. A genius from the Immortal Academy of Creation? He is ranked first on the Immortal Ancient God list in the Ancient God Institute. Su Mu's following words caused a great shock. What? Exclamations came from the crowd. All the cultivators stared at Fang Chen with their mouths agape. Ranked first on the Immortal Ancient God list. Did this mean that Fang Chen was once the strongest ancient god in the immemorial chaos? Humph, so what? Although the first on the Immortal Ancient God list is strong, it is only limited to the ancient god level, Su Nan said coldly. That's right. Now, we are all at the god level. No matter how monstrous he is, he can't be stronger than us, Su Wu said firmly. Chapter 2966. Su Mu had also entered the Immortal Academy of Creation. At that time, his cultivation was only in the Life Ancient realm, so he could only enter the Ancient God Academy. In the Ancient God Academy, he had received powerful inheritances from powerful experts and gained something from each of them. However, during this time, Fang Chen's name had spread in the Ancient God Academy. When Su Mu had succeeded and wanted to challenge Fang Chen, the latter had already become the first on the Immortal Ancient God list. At that time, the Immortal Academy of Creation had closed, and they had left the Ancient God Academy. They had not expected to see him here. Although you are the first on the Immortal Ancient God list, the three brothers of the Su clan do not agree with you. However, it is meaningless to argue about who is the strongest ancient god now. We have all reached the Star Venerable realm, so let's fight at this level, Su Mu said gloomily. Cut the crap. I, Su Nan, want to see how strong the first on the Immortal Ancient God list is. Before Su Mu could finish his words, Su Nan had already attacked. Rumble. The battle was about to start. Su Nan's body emitted an extremely powerful force. He clenched his fist and punched toward Fang Chen. On the rostrum, Yun Linger wanted to say something, but she was stopped by the master of the Su clan. I didn't expect the Ling clan to have such a genius. Well, since he took the initiative to challenge the third son of the Su clan, we should prepare for the worst, the master of the Su clan said with a smile. In the middle of the square, Su Nan's flaming fist landed heavily on Fang Chen's body. You can surpass many warriors in the ancient god realm, but when you step into the god realm, your halo will disappear. I, Su Nan, will trample you under my feet. When the heavenly road appeared, Su Nan and Su Wu had tried their best to enter, but they had failed. Only the eldest brother, Su Mu, had entered the immortal academy of creation. Su Nan and Su Wu were furious. Hearing that Fang Chen had walked out of the immortal academy of creation, Su Nan's attack became fiercer. He wanted to let the world know that even if he did not enter the immortal academy of creation, he could still kill the geniuses who walked out. Dong. When the flaming fist touched Fang Chen's body, it exploded instantly. In the blink of an eye, Fang Chen was covered in a sea of fire. The temperature was so high that it could burn him at any time. Hiss, hiss, hiss. The hot flames burned Fang Chen's body. The Chaos Sword body automatically activated, and a halo of sword qi enveloped Chen Xiaobei's body, easily blocking the burning flames. Flames! Fang Chen raised his head and looked at Su Nan mockingly. I'm least afraid of fire attacks. As soon as he said those words, he unleashed the full might of his fire origin bloodline, causing powerful flames to surge into the sky. Crack! The powerful flames formed by the fire origin bloodline directly swallowed Su Nan's flame attack at a speed visible to the naked eye. Dong! Su Nan felt a strong rebound force coming at him. His body rapidly retreated. Su Nan's eyes were burning as he stared at the flames surrounding Fang Chen. What a powerful fire bloodline. If I can get it, my strength will definitely rise again. Thinking of this, Su Nan licked his dry lips and shouted in a low voice. Flames covered his body. He used his strongest attack and rushed towards Fang Chen. Die! Su Nan gathered all the strength in his body and threw out a punch. He even integrated the immortal star force. The power of this punch had completely surpassed Su Nan's defense. Crack! Su Nan's body flew out like a kite. Poochie! Su Nan's throat moved. He spat out a large amount of blood. His face turned pale and he fainted. Su Nan! Su Wu rushed in front of Su Nan in a big stride and carried him up. How dare you hurt my brother? Su Wu glared at Fang Chen. He wanted to tear him into pieces. Why don't you say that your brother is too weak? Fang Chen shrugged. Enough. The Su family head on the rostrum scolded. This is a competition between the younger generation of the Su family and the Ling family. Don't embarrass yourself. He waved his hand and the elders of the Su family quickly took Su Nan away. Only Su Wu and Su Mu were left in the square. Su Wu was burning with anger and was about to attack. Su Mu, on the other hand, was staring at Fang Chen. You're no match for me. Fang Chen said with contempt. Humph, you'll pay for your arrogance, Su Wu roared in anger. Sky awakened hand. Su Wu growled. He lifted his palm and continuously formed seals in the void. Soon, a sky full of handprints appeared in the void. This was the Su family's unique skill, Sky Awakened Hand. When cultivated to the pinnacle, one's handprint could split mountains with a single thought. Invincible Sword Principle. Facing Su Wu's Sky Awakened Hand, Fang Chen did not dare to be careless. He performed the Invincible Sword Principle. The hidden star sword released a powerful sword aura that shot up to the sky. Hey! The Su family head's face changed when he saw the hidden star sword. Half step to the Emperor realm? His heart was filled with astonishment. A star Venerable martial artist had a half step to the Emperor realm weapon. It was unbelievable. Come back. The Su family head quickly stopped Su Wu. Unfortunately, it was too late. Su Wu's Sky Awakened Hand had attacked and could not stop. Whoosh! A dazzling sword light pierced toward Su Wu at a speed that was invisible to the naked eye. At the same time, the overbearing hidden star sword pierced through the void and rushed toward Su Wu. Dong! The handprints in the sky caught the dazzling sword light. Su Wu sneered. How dare you claim to be number one on the immortal ancient god list with such skills? Su Wu sneered and exerted force in his palm. With a crack, the dazzling sword light broke. It was as if he could already see the scene of Fang Chen being killed. However, at this moment, the Su family head's voice echoed in his ears. Hey! He turned around and saw the Su family head's face was filled with anxiety. He took a step forward and rushed toward Su Wu. Unfortunately, the speed of the hidden star sword was even faster. Puff! When Su Wu's body was pierced by the hidden star sword, the Su family head rushed over and forced the hidden star sword to retreat. At the same time, he sealed all of Su Wu's acupuncture points. Su family head, don't you think it's too much for you to attack in public when the younger generation is sparring? Yun Ling stood up and said with a frown, if the Su family can't afford to lose, we can call off the sparring. The sparring is over. The disciple of the Ling family used a half-step martial emperor weapon. How can Su Wu be his opponent? The Su family head said, moreover, I only attacked to save Su Wu. I didn't attack the disciple of the Ling family. It's not against the rules. After a slight pause, the Su family's patriarch continued, Su Wu admits defeat in this match. He threw the unconscious Su Wu to the elder of the Su family and said to Yun Ling on the rostrum, we've fought 2 rounds today. There's only 1 round left. We'll fight again tomorrow. After saying that, he swung his sleeves and left. At the back mountain of the Su family. I didn't expect a star Venerable to have a half-step martial emperor weapon, the Su family head said in a deep voice. Behind him, Su Mu stood quietly. Family head, from the battle between that guy and Su Nan and Su Wu, we can see that he's extraordinary. Without a half-step martial emperor weapon, I'm confident that I can defeat him. But now, The Su family head waved his hand, the reason why I asked you to fight him tomorrow is to buy time for you. He has a half-step martial emperor weapon, but so does the Su family. This time, you must kill him and take the half-step martial emperor weapon. The Su family head's figure flashed and disappeared from the forbidden area. After a long while, he returned with a worn-out sword in his hand. Su Mu was surprised when he saw this. The half-step martial emperor weapon of the Su family used to be perfect, but there were some problems that caused it to be seriously damaged. Even so, it's not something an ordinary weapon can compare with, the Su family head said. Are you confident? Su Mu nodded and took the broken long sword. After Su Mu left, a black figure appeared in the back mountain. Lord! That guy called Fang Chen, don't kill him in tomorrow's battle. Capture him and bring him to me, the corpse demon said in a hoarse voice. Although the Su family head was confused, he nodded and agreed. After he left, the corpse demon laughed heartily. It's him. A half-step martial emperor weapon and a star Venerable cultivation. It's definitely not a coincidence. He was happy that he was the first to find the human wanted by the Su family. Chapter 2967. In the Ling family manor. Yun Ling flicked her finger and a huge talisman transformed into an independent space, enveloping the 2 of them and preventing others from probing. Her beautiful eyes flickered as she looked at Fang Chen and said, "You're too reckless." Fang Chen knew what she was talking about. A half-step martial emperor weapon was of great importance. If it was exposed, it would definitely lead to a fatal disaster. The Su family head stopped the sparring. He must be preparing to deal with you. Yun Ling said, with the Su family's background, they might really have a way to deal with you. Remember to be careful. After the battle tomorrow, I'll take you away immediately. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. The figure of his disciple, Kang Ju, appeared in Fang Chen's mind. When he saw Kang Ju, he had already changed his strategy. It wasn't as easy to save Kang Ju as he thought. However, he already had a foolproof plan. The next day, the battle came as scheduled. On the rostrum, the Su family head sat quietly with a calm expression, as if he wasn't worried about Fang Chen at all. In the middle of the square, Su Mu held a broken long sword in his hand and stared at Fang Chen. He said in a deep voice, I have to say that you're very strong. But today, I'll use your blood to wash away yesterday's humiliation. Is that so? I'm afraid you won't have the chance. Fang Chen said indifferently. You have a half-step martial emperor weapon, So do I. I'd like to see how strong you are without your weapon. What do you have to fight me with? Boom. As soon as he finished speaking, the broken long sword in Su Mu's hand released a powerful aura that swept across the ground. Su Tian sword technique. Su Mu used the Su family's strongest sword technique right from the start. Together with the half-step martial emperor long sword, his attack was at its strongest. Invincible sword principle. Fang Chen didn't hold back and used the strongest move of the invincible sword principle. Whoosh. The collision of the two half-step martial emperor weapons caused the square to shake. If it weren't for the powerful restriction on the square, it would have been shattered. Dong. Just as Su Mu was about to block Fang Chen's attack, the latter suddenly punched him. In a hurry, Su Mu was sent flying by Fang Chen's punch. Crack. The Su family's half-step martial emperor weapon was actually sent flying by the hidden star sword. How dare you challenge me with a broken half-step martial emperor weapon? Fang Chen sneered. Controlling the hidden star sword, he launched a thunderous counterattack. In the blink of an eye, Su Mu was suppressed by Fang Chen. The battle prowess that Fang Chen displayed was much stronger than yesterday. He hid his strength. The Su family head's face was filled with a complicated expression. On the other hand, Su Mu, who had been suppressed, had fallen into a state of madness. I'm Su Mu. I can't lose. This was the only thought in his mind. He clenched his teeth and ignited his blood essence. At the same time, he forced his half-step martial emperor sword to its limit. Boom. Su Mu's body emitted an explosive sound. His body staggered as though he would fall to the ground at any moment. Invincible sword Dao, slash. Fang Chen slashed out with his sword and struck Su Mu's body. Dong. A powerful halo of power emerged around Su Mu's body and blocked the attack of the hidden star sword. I'm going to kill you. Su Mu looked up to the sky and let out an angry roar. Get lost. Seeing Su Mu's attack, Fang Chen backhanded his sword and forced Su Mu to retreat. At the same time, he secretly activated the immortal star power and integrated it into the hidden star sword. Die! The hidden star sword pierced through the void and pierced toward Su Mu with unparalleled sword Dao power. Poochie! The power in Su Mu's body was useless. There was no resistance at all. The sword pierced through his body. He widened his eyes and stared at Fang Chen. His head was empty and his body fell to the ground. Until his death, he did not know why Fang Chen's power had suddenly increased so much. Whoosh! The entire square was in an uproar. The Su family's patriarch stood up immediately. Everyone in the Su family glared at Fang Chen furiously. Su family head, Fang Chen did not violate the rules. Yun Ling stood up and emphasized. Get lost. Su Mu's death had completely enraged the Su family head. He slammed his palm toward Yun Ling and then rushed toward Fang Chen in a flash. Whoosh! Yun Ling shook her wrist and powerful talismans flew all over the sky, trapping the Su family head in the middle. While the Su family head and Yun Ling were fighting fiercely, Fang Chen took the broken long sword of the half-step emperor realm. The battle in the sky was getting more and more intense. The smile on Fang Chen's face was getting brighter and brighter. He did not know when the sealed sky tablet appeared in his hand. Hiss! The sealed sky tablet shone with dazzling light and constantly absorbed the powerful force in the void. Not enough, far from enough. Fang Chen whispered. At the same time, he activated the sealed sky tablet to absorb quickly. After being enlightened by the immortal scepter, Fang Chen tried to activate the sealed sky tablet with the immortal star power. He did not expect to succeed. He learned some information from the sealed sky tablet and knew that he could not activate it with his own strength. Hence, he could only rely on the power of the experts. Yun Ling and the Su family head were both half-step universe gods. The amount of energy emitted from the battle between the two of them was enormous. The power was absorbed by the sealed sky tablet. In the blink of an eye, the sealed sky tablet shone brighter by 30%. This made Fang Chen even more excited. He took the risk of killing Su Mu in order to completely enrage the Su clan's patriarch and make him fight Yun Ling faster. He was anxious. After all, this was the Su family. If he failed, The consequences would be unimaginable. I must succeed. The battle between the two experts caused a great commotion. However, the Su family seemed to have known that the battle was inevitable. Hence, they were relatively calm. Hiss. As time passed, the sealed sky tablet shone brighter and brighter. After a while, the sealed sky tablet was 80% activated. The power is not enough. Fang Chen was anxious. At this moment, the power that should be absorbed had been absorbed. What should I do? Fang Chen's eyes flickered. He gritted his teeth and took out the hidden star sword. Swoosh. His figure flickered and disappeared into the void. When the Su family head was forced back by Yun Ling'er's talisman, he suddenly appeared behind him. Catcher. The hidden star sword pierced the Su family head's back with a strong power of sword principle. Dong. At the same time, Fang Chen was also sent flying by the strong power. You're courting death. The Su family head was furious. He wanted to kill Fang Chen but was stopped by Yun Ling'er. Dong. Fang Chen climbed out of the big hole in the ground. He gritted his teeth and felt pain all over his body. However, his face was full of smiles. As expected of a half-universe god. A drop of blood could activate the sealed sky tablet by 10%. At this moment, the sealed sky tablet was 90% activated. Just now, Fang Chen took a hit from the Su family head and collected a drop of blood at the risk of being injured. Only 10% left. Fang Chen muttered to himself as his mind raced. This time, it would be difficult to sneak attack the Su clan's clan head. Let's fight. In a flash, Yun Ling'er was suppressed by the Su family head. Fang Chen gritted his teeth. There was no time to waste. He could only give it his all. Success or failure depends on this. Fang Chen shouted and jumped. He activated the chaotic sword body to the extreme. At the same time, he took out the immortal scepter and blocked in front of his chest. Die! Seeing Fang Chen rushing over, the Su family head threw a punch. Dong! The strong power hit the immortal scepter and was immediately dissolved. Fang Chen received a heavy blow through the air, but he still managed to hold on. Do it! When he was close to the Su family head, Fang Chen roared and released a strong power from the immortal scepter. At the same time, the immortal star power was activated. When the Su family head's fist came, it was blocked by the immortal scepter. Catcher. Fang Chen held the hidden star sword and suddenly slashed at the Su family head. With a swoosh, one of the Su family head's fingers was cut off by the hidden star sword. Hiss. The sealed sky tablet quickly absorbed it and suddenly brightened to the extreme. The Su family head was furious. After breaking through the restriction of the immortal scepter, his strong aura directly suppressed Fang Chen. However, at this moment, the sealed sky tablet was 100% activated. A layer of ripples quietly appeared in the void. The next moment, the whole Su family disappeared in the ripples. Buzz. The whole world was silent in an instant. Fang Chen's body landed on the ground. Phew. He took a deep breath and a bright smile appeared on his face. Chapter 2968. Although Fang Chen's body was now covered with wounds, his face was filled with an excited smile. When the entire Su family was enveloped by the sealed sky monument, he knew that his plan had succeeded. Yun Ling'er, who was fighting fiercely with the Su family's patriarch, was shocked to find that she had appeared in an unfamiliar environment, surrounded by a very dangerous aura. What's going on? She abruptly turned her head to look, and shockingly discovered that the Ling family disciples were nowhere to be seen. Even the Su family couldn't sense what had happened. Could it be that an expert had secretly made a move? Just when Yun Ling'er was surprised, Fang Chen appeared beside her. Are you okay? Seeing Fang Chen covered with wounds, Yun Ling'er hurriedly asked. Fang Chen shook his head. I'm fine, you don't have to panic. I have sealed the Su family with the sealed sky monument. Sealed sky monument. Hearing these three words, Yun Ling'er's heart was set off stormy waves. She knew better than anyone what the sealed sky monument meant. You actually got the sealed sky monument. Yun Ling'er's calm face showed a touch of shock. Her heart beat faster, and her beautiful eyes were filled with a complicated look. Although she was a talisman master, she specialized in talismans. However, The Tao of talismans and the Tao of seals were somewhat related. When she was cultivating, she paid special attention to sealing. Back then, he was known as the Heaven Sealing Great Emperor, a sealing expert whose name shook the primeval chaos. And his weapon was the sealed sky monument. It was said that the sealed sky monument was personally refined by the great Emperor Feng Tian. It contained the great Emperor Feng Tian's lifetime comprehension and understanding of sealing. At that time, there was a sentence that spread widely in the ancient chaos. Whoever could get the sealed sky monument had the hope of becoming the new great Emperor Feng Tian. Countless martial artists went crazy for it. However, with the disappearance of the great Emperor Feng Tian, the sealed sky monument gradually disappeared. Yunlinger didn't expect that Fang Chen would have the sealed sky monument. It was too unbelievable. The sealed sky monument of the great Emperor Feng Tian. Yunlinger's beautiful eyes stared at Fang Chen's palm. A stone tablet the size of a palm was lying quietly in his palm. The stone tablet was surrounded by an extremely dense sealing aura. This was the legendary Sealing Heaven Tablet, the Supreme Sealing Heaven Tablet. It really is the Heaven Sealing Tablet. Yunlinger cried out involuntarily, her delicate body trembling. Wang. A strong aura was emitted from the Heaven Sealing boulder, encapsulating the entire space. I need your help. Fang Chen looked straight at Yunlinger and said in a deep voice. Hearing Fang Chen's words, Yunlinger woke up from her shock and looked at Fang Chen with her beautiful eyes. Now, she finally understood why Fang Chen wanted to kill Su Mu, the most talented of the 3 sons of the Su clan. This was all part of his plan. From beginning to end, the Su family had been led by the nose by Fang Chen. With Fang Chen's strength, it was simply not enough to activate the sealed heaven tombstone. Therefore, he needed to rely on external forces, and Fang Chen targeted the Su family's patriarch. He killed Su Mu forcefully and angered the master of the Su clan, causing him to attack recklessly. The aura from the battle between the 2 half-step universe gods was too vast. During this period, the sealed heaven tablet had been absorbing the strong aura to operate. Impressive. Yunlinger exclaimed in her heart and looked at Fang Chen in a new light. An ordinary warrior would definitely not dare to take such a risk. After all, the opponent was a half-step universe god. Any carelessness would lead to death. Although the sealed heaven tablet has sealed the Su clan, it won't last long, Fang Chen muttered. Help me control the sealed heaven tablet, I'll save my disciple. Obviously, Yunlinger did not expect Fang Chen to pass such an important thing to her. She was stunned and opened her mouth. She wanted to say something but she stopped. In one's life, one will meet all kinds of people or things. Although the world now is full of intrigue, one has to try to trust. Fang Chen grinned. After your evil spirit and the evil spirit in your body were purified by the Buddhist aura of the ancient Kang monks, I knew that you were trustworthy. Fang Chen shook his wrist and threw the sealed heaven tablet to Yunlinger. The latter was touched by Fang Chen's words. After receiving the sealed heaven tablet, she nodded heavily. Thank you for your trust. Yunlinger clasped her fist and said to Fang Chen. Then, the strong aura of the talisman suddenly spread out and rushed into the sealed heaven tablet. The light on the sealed heaven tablet suddenly soared. I can hold on for an hour. Yunlinger said. That's enough. Fang Chen's body flashed and he came to the purple cloud mineral vein again. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. After a few leaps, he came to Kangju. Jua. Fang Chen called. Kangju's body suddenly shook and he looked at Fang Chen excitedly. Master. Don't talk, cooperate with me. Fang Chen didn't want to waste time. He sat down cross-legged and formed a complicated seal with his hands. He began to break the seal in Kangju's body. Sensing Fang Chen's power entering his body, Kangju began to guide it. Buzz. Just like before, Fang Chen felt a strong rejection as soon as his power entered Kangju's body. However, this time, Fang Chen came prepared. When he sensed the rejection, he used the power of the sealed heaven tablet to easily resist the rejection in Kangju's body. Seal. Fang Chen's deep eyes stared at Kangju's body. Around him, a powerful sealing force emerged. With the help of the sealed heaven tablet, Fang Chen could easily see through the trajectory of the seal in Kangju's body. What an exquisite trajectory. If it weren't for the sealed heaven tablet, even a tribulation supremacy wouldn't be able to break the seal. Fang Chen couldn't help but sigh. Immediately, he formed a complicated seal with his hands and constantly attacked the seal in Kang Ju's body. Time passed bit by bit. Fang Chen's forehead was full of sweat. In the sky above the Su family city, Yun Linger stood quietly in a green robe, her hair draped over her shoulders. Her beautiful eyes stared at the sealed heaven tablet in her palm. While controlling the sealed heaven tablet, she comprehended the seal insights left behind by the sealed heaven great emperor. In the blink of an eye, an hour was almost up. Rumble. A deafening sound came from the world. Yun Linger felt the sealed heaven tablet tremble and hurriedly sent a voice transmission to Fang Chen. The Su family's counterattack is too strong. The sealed heaven tablet can no longer seal them. Buzz. At this moment, two figures appeared out of thin air above the purple cloud mine. Master, let's go. Kang Ju said worriedly. Fang Chen nodded. Just as he was about to leave, his heart suddenly moved. Give me the sealed heaven tablet. Yun Linger threw the sealed heaven tablet over. Fang Chen caught it in his palm. Then, he made a crazy move. Hiss. A blinding glow burst out from the heaven-sealing boulder, as its sealing power was doubled all of a sudden. What is he doing? Yun Linger in the distance widened her eyes, not understanding what Fang Chen was doing. Crash. Controlling the sealed heaven tablet, a huge sealing power completely enveloped the entire purple cloud mine. Rise. Fang Chen bit his finger and dripped a drop of black hole bloodline essence blood on the sealed heaven tablet. Suddenly, the sealed heaven tablet was fully activated, uprooting the entire purple cloud mine and sealing it. Keep. Seeing this, Fang Chen was overjoyed. With a roar, the enormous purple cloud or vein began to shrink, until it was the size of a palm, and was sealed inside by the heaven-sealing monolith. Phew. After doing all this, Fang Chen breathed a sigh of relief and put away the sealed heaven tablet. Let's go. Crack. A crack suddenly appeared in the calm sky as if the end of the world had arrived. Suddenly, a huge city appeared out of thin air in the crack. Dong. The Su family's city broke out of the seal and shook the surroundings. Damn it. An angry roar came out. The anger in the heart of the Su family's patriarch reached its peak. He slammed out a palm and a mountain outside the Su family's city was instantly turned into ashes. Ling family. At this moment, everyone from the Ling family had disappeared without a trace. I will not let you go. The Su family's patriarch roared with scarlet eyes. Restraining his aura, he turned around and was ready to issue an order. However, at this moment, his body suddenly froze. His scarlet eyes gradually calmed down. He rubbed his eyes hard and looked at the city in disbelief. Where's the purple cloud mine? Chapter 2969. What's going on? The Su family head opened his eyes wide, unable to believe what he saw. The huge purple cloud or vein, with a radius of 100 miles, was all or veins. How could such a huge or vein disappear into thin air? Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The Su family head flashed and arrived in front of the purple cloud tower. The reason why the Su family chose to build their city here was because of the purple cloud or vein. Within a radius of 100 miles, there was a huge purple cloud or vein. The purple cloud tower was the only entrance, and the other places had strong seals. Unless a universe god expert came personally, it was impossible for anyone to uproot it. What's going on? Could it be the Ling family? In the heart of the Su family's patriarch, he suddenly thought of the strange thing that happened before. No matter what, this matter must be related to the Ling family. The Su family head's heart was burning with anger. He wasn't sure what methods the Ling family had to be able to seal the Su family's city temporarily. There must be an expert who moved the purple cloud or vein away during this period. The Su family head said, "No matter who you are, no matter where you are, I will tear you into pieces." Rip. In the void, a black shadow flashed. Master. Although the Su family head was angry, he still greeted the corpse demon. The Ling family has an extremely powerful sealing treasure. In that moment, even I was trapped in the seal. The corpse demon said. The Su family head was unhappy. His Su family had always been working for the corpse demon. But at the crucial moment, when the Su family was in trouble, the corpse demon couldn't help much. Plus, even the purple cloud or vein was lost. This was simply asking for the Su family's life. The purple cloud or vein is huge, unless a universe god came personally. The corpse demon said, and I didn't feel the aura of a universe god just now, so there's only one explanation. The Ling family used a powerful sealing treasure to forcefully seal the purple cloud or vein away. Sealing treasure? What kind of sealing treasure can seal the purple cloud or vein away? The Su family head shook his head in disbelief. In the vast primordial chaos, there are all kinds of strange things. Perhaps the Ling family has an extremely powerful sealing treasure, the corpse demon said gloomily. Then I'll lead everyone from the Su family to the Ling family and annihilate them completely. The Su family head could no longer hold himself back and wanted to annihilate the Ling family. The corpse demon waved his hand to stop him. The Ling family's sealing treasure is indeed beyond my expectations. However, if you act rashly, the Ling family will take advantage of you. You should be very clear about the importance of the purple cloud or vein to my Su family. The Su family patriarch said in a deep voice, without the purple cloud or vein, how will my Su family survive? This is the lifeblood of my Su family. No matter what, I have to get the purple cloud or vein back. I know how important the purple cloud or vein is to your Su family. Since your Su family is cooperating with my corpse demon, I naturally won't watch your Su family being bullied by others. The corpse demon said indifferently, don't worry, this matter will be discussed at length. The Ling family will definitely be destroyed, and the purple cloud or vein will be recovered for your Su family. Tempage, I hope so. The Su family patriarch was also very angry about the loss of the purple cloud or vein. He flung his robe and turned to leave. The corpse devil clan's eyes flickered with greed as they watched Su Mo's departing figure. The world's most precious treasure that can exert such great power, other than the sealed heaven tablet, I really can't think of any other. The corpse demon said indifferently. The sealed heaven tablet was the legendary sealed heaven great emperor's personal creation. It was a supreme sacred object of sealing. Anyone who obtained the sealed heaven tablet could reach the pinnacle of sealing. I, the corpse demon, have suffered a lot because of the sealed heaven tablet. If I can obtain the sealed heaven tablet and cultivate a peerless powerhouse like the sealed heaven great emperor, it will be very beneficial to my family's plan. Thinking of this, the corpse demon's figure gradually faded. He didn't tell the Su family patriarch that the Ling family most likely had the sealed heaven tablet. He had selfish motives and wanted to take it for himself. Ancient Chaos, Southern Region. Ling family's city, in a luxurious mansion. Fang Chen led everyone back to the Ling family's territory through the night. After making arrangements for everyone, Yun Linger stayed behind. You sealed the purple cloud or vein in the sealed heaven tablet? Yun Linger asked with wide eyes. Fang Chen nodded. The purple cloud or vein was a good thing and was very valuable. It would be a waste not to take it. But the Su family will go crazy. Yun Linger was a little worried. Once the Su family went crazy, even she couldn't resist. The Su family has a deep foundation. If a full-scale war breaks out, the Ling family will probably not be able to resist. Yun Linger said frankly. Fang Chen looked straight at the sky and said faintly, since the Su family dares to have ideas about my disciple, they must be prepared for all the consequences. The Ling family entered a state of alert, fearing that the Su family would launch a large-scale attack. However, contrary to everyone's expectations, the Su family did not send out any waves. As if nothing had happened, the Su family did not make a move. This surprised Yun Linger. The more it was like this, the more she felt depressed. This was the rhythm before the storm. The purple cloud or vein was a matter of great importance. The Su family would definitely not sit idly by. 3 days later. Fang Chen sat leisurely in the pavilion. Suddenly, the void flickered. A ray of starlight gradually transformed and condensed into a human figure. Brother Fang. When Deadstar Realm Lord saw Fang Chen, he grinned. Big brother Deadstar. Fang Chen cupped his fists. He was very happy. The reason why he wasn't afraid of the Su family's revenge after taking the purple cloud or vein was Fang Chen's trump card. He contacted Dead Star Realm Lord and the latter told him to do whatever he wanted. He would suppress a mere Su family. You brat, you actually brought the entire purple cloud or vein here. If I was the Su family's patriarch, I would also go crazy. Dead Star Realm Lord laughed. Only Fang Chen knew that this was just a clone. No one knew where his true self was cultivating. Big brother, how is Dead Star Realm now? Fang Chen asked. It's still alright. Ever since you left, there hasn't been any monstrous genius. I quite miss you. Dead Star Realm Lord said, after settling the Su family's matter, I will return to Dead Star Realm to cultivate in seclusion. I don't know when we will meet again. Fang Chen nodded, with Big Brother around, I naturally have nothing to fear from a mere Su family. Dead Star Realm Lord shook his head, although I can destroy the Su family with a wave of my hand, I can't do it directly. Fang Chen looked at Dead Star Realm Lord suspiciously. Dead Star Realm Lord explained, the forces behind the Su family are intricate and complicated. They also have universe god experts supporting them. Moreover, the higher-ups in immemorial chaos have reached a consensus. No universe god expert is allowed to interfere with an ordinary force. This is considered as a form of protection for the other forces by the top experts. Otherwise, if a universe god were to take action, blood would flow like a river and millions of corpses would be piled up. Wouldn't immemorial chaos be in a mess? Hearing that, Fang Chen nodded. This was an invisible rule set by the experts. The higher the level of the expert, the more they would pay attention to this. However, you don't have to worry. With me around, the universe god behind the Su family wouldn't dare to take action. The Su family also wouldn't bully the weak. If they want to find trouble with you, let the same realm experts do it, Dead Star Realm Lord said. In actual fact, Dead Star Realm Lord could use his powerful prestige to settle this matter. However, he didn't do so. Instead, he left a path for the Su family to take revenge. The arrival of Dead Star Realm Lord made Fang Chen extremely confident. With a powerful backing, he wasn't afraid of the Su family anymore. As for the Su family, after a few days of reorganization, they finally made a decision. The Su family had personally led a team to the Ling family's territory to demand an explanation. The Ling family used crafty schemes and despicable methods to snatch the purple cloud mine from our Su family. The Su family head said, our Su family will take back the purple cloud mine at all costs and let the Ling family receive the punishment they deserve. Destroy the Ling family. Many martial artists shouted loudly. Let's go. Following the order of the Su family's patriarch, the majestic army left the Su family's city. Before leaving, the Su family head turned his head and looked deep into the Su family's city. In the calm void, there was a faintly discernible black figure. The corpse demon nodded at him from afar, indicating for him to be at ease. They had already prepared everything. Even if the opponent had a universe god expert, it wouldn't be of any use. With that, the Su family head was even more confident. Chapter 2970. Southwest Su family. The mighty army seemed to have turned out in full force. Wherever they passed, no one dared to stay away from them. What's happening? What is the Su family trying to do with such a huge formation? Looking at their route, they seem to be heading towards the southern region. Could the news that they have been spreading be true? What news? Secretly, some people were surprised and some asked. Previously, there were rumors that the Su family was ambitious and wanted to invade the southern region to destroy the Ling family and replace them. Among the crowd, someone transmitted his voice secretly. Immediately, countless martial artists exclaimed in surprise. What? Destroy the Ling family and replace them? Everyone's hearts were filled with shock. They couldn't imagine that the Su clan's ambition was so great. The Su family has always been the overlord of the southwest region, but they are nothing in the western region. I heard that they had set their sights on the fertile land in the southern region and wanted to occupy it. This time, the Su family's army is moving out. They should be well prepared. A great war. It was about to begin. The news of the Su family's movement spread rapidly. The southern region was instantly in an uproar. It was like a sudden clap of thunder that swept across the entire southern region. Other than the Ling family who was prepared, the other forces were all terrified. If the rumors were true and the Su family's target was the entire southern region, then after the Ling family was destroyed, it would be them. Many leaders of forces gathered in the Ling family city and requested to see the Ling family head to ask about the truth. At the same time, they also expressed their determination to fight against the external forces. The Ling family head gestured for everyone not to panic. Although the Su family was powerful, it was impossible for them to destroy the Ling family in a short period of time. In the clouds, Fang Chen and Absolute Star Boundary Lord sat side by side. Gulp. Absolute Star Boundary Lord held the wine cup in his hand and gulped it down in one gulp. Then, his face was filled with a joyful smile. It's really not bad. This wine is the best wine I've had in recent years, Absolute Star Boundary Lord praised. As a universe god expert, he had cultivated for countless years and tasted countless wines. However, there were very few wines that could truly make him praise them endlessly. He also looked at Fang Chen curiously. How did the latter get his hands on such good wine? This wine was given to me by Lu Xingxing, Fang Chen said. Lu Xingxing. Absolute Star Boundary Lord was stunned for a moment. He widened his eyes and looked at Fang Chen. He confirmed it again, thinking that he had heard wrongly. Fang Chen nodded. Dead Star Realm Lord's heart trembled, but he soon felt relieved. No wonder this wine is so wonderful. So it was made by Lu Xingkong. Xingxing. 2. Absolute Star Boundary Lord's mouth opened wide. Only now did he realize a problem. You just said that this wine was given to you by Lu Xingxing? Absolute Star Boundary Lord asked. Yes. I once cultivated in the Nile continent for a period of time. The immortal divine mountain opened and I entered. I just happened to meet Lu Xingxing. The latter saw that I was fated with him and gave me some good wine, Fang Chen explained. Empyrean Realm Lord suddenly realized. So that's how it is. As expected of my brother, Empyrean Realm Lord, Empyrean Realm Lord. Lu Xingkong's standards are extremely high and his temper is eccentric. How is it? Do you still have the wine Lu Xingxing gave you? Absolute Star Boundary Lord chuckled and asked. Fang Chen took out several bottles from Immortal Cave Mountain and handed them to Absolute Star Boundary Lord. Big brother Absolute Star, feel free to drink. Lu Xingxing gave me a lot of wine. Moreover, he promised to refine the spirit refining wine for me. This, Absolute Star Boundary Lord was very clear about the value of the spirit refining wine. He was very shocked, but at the same time, he felt happy for Fang Chen. Gulp. With the wine, Absolute Star Boundary Lord seemed to have forgotten everything. He drank the wine in large mouthfuls. As time passed, he was immersed in the spirit refining wine. It was unknown how much time had passed. Suddenly, Absolute Star Boundary Lord put down the wine cup in his hand. His pitch-black eyes stared into the distance. Amen. When Fang Chen saw Absolute Star Boundary Lord's abnormality, he asked in a low voice, "Have they come?" Absolute Star Boundary Lord nodded. The Su family has almost turned out in full force. The Su family head is personally leading the team. Then, Absolute Star Boundary Lord waved his hand. No need to worry. I am here. In the distant horizon, the Su family's members were walking towards the Ling family's city. Their bodies were emitting a power that caused others to tremble. Even from far away, one could still feel the powerful pressure. Family head, the Ling family's city is in front. The housekeeper walked in front of the Su family head and said in a low voice. Dong. Everyone stopped and waited for the Su family head to give the order. Yun Ling get out here. The Su family head berated. Instantly, rumbling thunder spread out and enveloped the entire city. Within the city, countless warriors were kneeling on the ground with blood flowing out from their 7 orifices. Wang. In a flash, a majestic aura of array spread out and enveloped the entire city. Yun Ling who was dressed in a green robe, stood above the city and looked at the Su family's army with her beautiful eyes. Su family head, what is the meaning of this? Yun Ling asked in a deep voice. I think you, Yun Ling know best what I mean. The Su family head sneered. Your Ling family colluded with other forces and used sealing methods to steal my Su family's purple cloud or vein. You are actually asking me what I mean. Do you think my Ling family has the ability to do so? Yun Linger said coldly. The purple cloud or vein is over 100 miles long and hibernates underground. With your Su family's purple cloud tower guarding it, even a world deity won't be able to steal it in a short time. This matter is not my Ling family's doing. Although Yun Linger knew that this was done by Fang Chen, she could not admit it. Once she admitted it, she would definitely be attacked by the Su family. It's useless to say more. Today, my Su family has come to destroy your Ling family. The Su family head said arrogantly. After today, there will be no Ling family in the southern region. If you want to blame someone, blame that guy called Fang Chen. As his voice fell, the Su family's tribulation supremacies attacked together. Rumble. The entire world instantly fell into chaos. As long as the Ling family's tribulation supremacies were killed, the Ling family would be destroyed. Protect the Ling family with our lives. Led by the Ling family head, many tribulation supremacies attacked crazily. In the wilderness outside the city, many tribulation supremacies were engaged in a chaotic battle. The void collapsed, and the world changed color. Every tribulation supremacy had earth-shattering means. With so many tribulation supremacies attacking together, the entire southern region would be sunk. In the distant horizon, countless factions were hiding in the dark. When they saw such a huge battle, their hearts trembled. In just one exchange, the Ling family had lost a tribulation supremacy. Damn it! The Ling family head was furious. He roared at the sky, but it was useless. Tribulation supremacies were considered top-notch experts in the entire southern region. The Ling family did not have many of them, but now, one of their tribulation supremacies had been killed. Ha ha ha, your Ling family is doomed. In the distance, the Su family head sneered when he saw this. His gaze was always on Yun Ling. If there was anyone who had the ability to control a supreme treasure of the Tao of Sealing, it would be Yun Ling. In a way, the Tao of Talismans and the Tao of Sealing were somewhat similar. Let's see how long you can endure, the Su family head thought to himself. He was forcing Yun Ling to take out the supreme treasure of the Tao of Sealing so that he could snatch it away. Not just anyone has the right to take what belongs to my Su family. The battle below was abnormally intense. After the Ling family lost a tribulation supremacy elder, the remaining elders were unafraid of death. They erupted with bloodlust and fought crazily. In the sky, Fang Chen and Realm Lord Deadstar saw this scene. Big Brother Deadstar, Fang Chen hurriedly called out. Realm Lord Deadstar nodded and flicked his finger. RIP. Chapter 2971. A powerful aura was emitted from the crack in the void, forming a barrier between the two camps. This sudden turn of events caused the Su family's patriarch to be somewhat stunned. What's going on? The Su family head stared at the powerful barrier with his dark eyes. Suddenly, his heart trembled and his scalp went numb as he looked at the sky in disbelief. Wang. A powerful oppressive aura swept through the entire area. Countless martial artists were stunned on the spot as if they were struck by lightning. Who's the expert that's stopping my Su family? The Su family head calmed himself down and clasped his fists at the void. To be able to forcefully separate the battle of so many tribulation paragons, it was obvious that the person in the dark was a powerful universe god. At this moment, the Su family head had a trace of doubt in his heart. Could it be that this universe god had collaborated with the Ling family to steal the purple cloud mine? Whoosh! On the void barrier, an old man appeared. His body was completely formed by starlight. Southwest Su family. Absolute Star Sector Lord looked at the Su family head and said with a smile. Senior, may I ask who it is? The Su family head's body tensed up as he took a deep breath and asked in a deep voice. Is it important? Absolute Star Sector Lord laughed and said, the Ling family is somewhat related to me. I can't just watch them be destroyed by your Su family. Absolute Star Sector Lord paused for a moment before continuing, go back. The loss of your Su family's purple cloud mine has nothing to do with the Ling family. Senior, you're a high and mighty universe god. Are you going to lower yourself and interfere with the matters of us tribulation paragons? The Su family head did not want to give up. Su Chalin of your Su family has met me once. For his sake, I won't do anything to you. Go back, Absolute Star Sector Lord said. His attitude was clear. He wanted to protect the Ling family. For a moment, the entire Su family fell into a struggle. The tribulation paragons of the Su family who were forced back by the void barrier all looked at the Su family head. The current situation was beyond their expectations. They needed the Su family head to make a decision. After pondering for a moment, the Su family head looked at the Absolute Star Domain Lord with a deep gaze and said, Senior, I think you also know how important the purple cloud or vein is to my Su family. Regardless of whether the Ling clan stole it or not, they still have to take responsibility for the loss of the purple cloud mine. Thus, even if Senior is here, don't even think about changing my Su clan's mind. Moreover, the Ling family has a universe god behind them. Do you think the Su family doesn't have one as well? Wang. The Su family's patriarch clenched his fist and crushed a jade pendant. In an instant, a vast power emerged in the sky, forming a terrifying vortex. An enormous face appeared from the vortex. Universe God. Another universe god. Everyone from the Ling family was stunned. They never thought that the battle between the Su family and them would alarm two universe gods. Plus, the universe god obviously wanted to protect the Ling family. Everyone was confused. What was the relationship between the Ling family and this universe god? Only Yun Linger knew. The universe god should be the source of Fang Chen's confidence. Such a miraculous guy. He actually found a universe god expert, Yun Linger thought to herself. Rumble. The enormous vortex in the void gave out a powerful aura. When the people from the Su family saw the enormous face, they cupped their fists. Disciple of the Su family greets universe god Ling Su. His majestic voice reverberated through the void. Juxing universe god Ling Su's voice shook the sky and he said, as a universe god, why are you interfering with their matters? I have some connections with the Ling family, Juxing Sector Master said. A grave expression appeared on the enormous face in the sky. His pitch-black eyes looked at Absolute Star Realm Lord. What do you want? Juxing Sector Master spread his hands and said, the purple cloud mine has nothing to do with the Ling family. If the Su family wants to take action, they can send their younger generation to fight with the Ling family. The people from the Su family placed all their hopes on universe god Ling Su. However, they couldn't hear the conversation between the two universe gods at all. Not long after, there was a loud voice from the huge whirlpool. Universe god Ling Su said, I believe what you said. If so, let's do as you say. Then, he lowered his head and looked at the master of the Su family. The purple cloud mine has nothing to do with the Ling family. The one who stole the purple cloud mine is someone else. What? The master of the Su family was stunned. Even universe god Ling Su said so. Didn't that mean that the Ling family really didn't steal the purple cloud mine? But, the master of the Su family wanted to say something but he was stopped by universe god Ling Su. The Ling family has the support of Juxing Sector Master. Even I can't do anything about it. Let's do as Juxing Sector Master said. Otherwise, if we anger him, the Su family will be in trouble, universe god Ling Su said. The master of the Su family trembled in fear. There was a storm in his heart. The old man on the void barrier was actually Juxing Sector Master, who was famous in immemorial chaos. No wonder universe god Ling Su didn't dare to force him. A battle between the younger generation? The master of the Su family creased his eyebrows. The Fang Chen from the Ling family is extremely powerful. Even Su Mu isn't his match. In such a huge Su family, where can we find someone from the younger generation to fight against him? In the western region, there are some desperados of Star Honorable Realm. As long as you pay a sufficient price, they will work for you, universe god Ling Su said. It was originally a shocking battle but after universe god Ling Su and Juxing Sector Master appeared, they reached a compromise. It couldn't be helped. Even universe god Ling Su didn't expect Juxing Sector Master to be behind the Ling family. If he had known, he definitely would have advised the Su family not to act rashly. That was Juxing sector master. Even if there were 10 universe gods Ling Su, they wouldn't dare to challenge him. He remembered clearly that there was a universe god who had angered Juxing sector master. The latter had chased after him for hundreds of years, across countless chaotic voids, and finally killed him. It was said that the guy had found 10 universe gods to help him, but without exception, they were all suppressed by Juxing sector master. With his own power, he suppressed more than 10 universe gods. One could imagine how powerful Juxing sector master was. Juxing sector master suggested that the younger generation fight. It was considered giving the Su family a way out. After all, the Su family had gone out to war. If they were to return like that, they would be mocked by the world. Since Juxing sector master gave them a way out, universe god Ling Su naturally had to give him face. Alright, if so, the Su family will stop attacking the Ling family. The Su family master said, however, since it's a battle between the younger generation, the Su family naturally has to prepare. 3 months later, we will set up an arena here for the battle. The Su family retreated, but universe god Ling Su didn't. Juxing sector master, may I have a word with you, universe god Ling Su said. The 2 universe gods disappeared into thin air. They left behind the shocked people of the Ling family and Yun Ling who was in disbelief. It ended just like that. Yun Ling muttered. That was the pressure of a universe god. One sentence could change the life and death of a force. That was a true expert. Every warrior of the Ling family yearned for it. Juxing sector master was too domineering. Even if the Su family had universe god Ling Su's support, they were still forced to bow their heads. Moreover, all of this was carried out in the midst of chatter and laughter. From that, it could be seen how strong Juxing sector master's deterrence was. In the void, Juxing sector master sat on the cloud while universe god Ling Su chuckled and sat by the side casually. Juxing, I don't understand. What's your relationship with the Ling family? Universe god Ling Su asked. Juxing sector master grinned but didn't answer universe god Ling Su's question. She nodded and didn't ask further. She changed the topic. Juxing, it's fate that we met here. I have a piece of news to share with you. What news? Juxing sector master asked. It's about a historical remains from the Battle of Gods in the ancient era. With my power alone, it's hard to explore. I would like to join forces with you to explore, universe god Ling Su stated her request. There was no eternal enemy in the world. Although from the Su family's point of view, universe god Ling Su and Juxing sector master were considered enemies. However, aside from the Su family, they could work together as long as there were enough benefits. Chapter 2972. The thoughts of a universe god couldn't be measured with common sense. Universe god Ling Su was afraid of sector master Juxing's power and compromised on Su family's matter. At the same time, in order to explore the historical remains, she didn't hesitate to join forces with sector master Juxing. Of course, as to whether sector master Juxing agreed or not, Fang Chen wouldn't know. He only knew that sector master Juxing left with universe god Ling Su that night. However, sector master Juxing told Fang Chen not to worry. With his deterrence, Su family wouldn't dare to attack Ling family. Ling family was in an uproar. Absolute Star Realm Lord was supporting their Ling family. This was simply explosive news. Everyone was discussing the relationship between sector master Juxing and Ling family. During that time, Fang Chen entered Dongming Mountain to cultivate. In Dongming Mountain, the pure-blooded beast was sleeping. Its body was enveloped in a strong halo. It was very strange and gave people an oppressive feeling. At the side, Xiao Hua was still comprehending flame doctrine. Brother. Seeing Fang Chen enter, Xiao Hua smiled. Xiao Hua had some questions about cultivation that he didn't understand. He asked Fang Chen for advice. The latter explained patiently. Xiao Hua learned a lot and continued to cultivate. Fang Chen sat down cross-legged and took out the heaven-sealing steely. Phew. Taking a deep breath, Fang Chen's spiritual sense penetrated the heaven-sealing tombstone once more, attempting to comprehend the Tao of sealing within the heaven-sealing tombstone. The so-called seal was, in fact, not much different from a formation. Fang Chen's attainments in the Tao of Formations and Tao of Illusions were very high. Moreover, his potential could be counted with one's fingers. However, in front of Sealed Sky Tablet, he was at a loss. Even Universe God Ling Su didn't dare to challenge Sector Master Ju Xing. How could Su family not give him face? After returning to the Su family's city, the Su family's patriarch immediately summoned the Corpse Devil Clan's experts. Mr. Sector Master Ju Xing is behind Ling family. After hearing what he said, Corpse Demon nodded lightly. I understand. In truth, the Corpse Demon had been hiding in the dark the entire time. The moment Realm Master Deadstar appeared, he knew that an unforeseen event had occurred in his plan. With Universe God Ling Su's power, it's absolutely impossible for her to challenge Absolute Star Sector Master. The Corpse Demon said, temporarily give up on attacking the Ling family. However, we can still make a fuss about the competition between the younger generation. Hearing this, the Su family's patriarch's expression changed. There are many star venerables in the western region. You should be able to find a few good candidates, the Corpse Demon said. Sir, don't worry. I already have a suitable candidate in mind. The Su family's patriarch vowed. Originally, I only wanted to capture that guy. However, with Deadstar Sector Lord here, capturing him is definitely impossible. Thus, I will kill him at all costs. The Corpse Demon said eerily. In the following days, the master of the Su family personally appeared in the western region and traveled to various places to recruit star venerables. In the end, he set his sights on the 3 lunatics. In the western region, on a mountain peak that pierced through the clouds. The surroundings of the mountain peak were barren. The mountain peak was covered in ice and snow all year round. The air temperature was extremely low. Those with weaker primordial spirits would be instantly frozen. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. A violent wind blew and snowflakes danced in the sky. A figure leaped up and arrived at the top of the mountain after a few rounds. This place. The Su family's patriarch shook his head. Ordinary warriors wouldn't cultivate in such a harsh environment. No wonder they were called lunatics by the outside world. Crazy sword. The Su family's patriarch strode to the straw hut in the middle of the mountain peak and called out. Buzz. Suddenly, with the straw hut as the center, a powerful sword chi appeared in the void and surrounded the Su family's patriarch. Swoosh. The Su family's patriarch's expression didn't change. He flicked his finger and the powerful sword chi instantly dispersed. Creak. The straw hut opened and a lunatic warrior with disheveled hair walked out. What is the Su family's patriarch doing in my lousy place? Rumor has it that Crazy Sword's swordsmanship has reached an unimaginable level. It's hard to find an opponent in the same realm. Seeing you today, it's just SOSO. The Su family's patriarch laughed. Chumph, do you dare to let Sumu fight with me? Crazy Sword sneered. He was obsessed with swordsmanship. It was hard for him to find an opponent in the same realm. No one dared to underestimate him. As long as he could improve his swordsmanship, he could give up everything. However, because of his strange personality, he was called Crazy Sword by the world. Hearing the Su family's patriarch's words, he couldn't help but refute. I'm afraid Su Mu won't have a chance to fight with you. The Su family's patriarch shrugged his shoulders and said, recently, an incredible genius appeared in the Ling family in the southern region. His name is Fang Chen, and he specializes in sword Dao. His attack power is much stronger than yours, Mad Sword. Su Mu was killed? Crazy Sword asked. The Su family's patriarch nodded. Su Mu tried his best but couldn't block the power of Fang Chen's sword. The Su family's patriarch's words did make Crazy Sword restless. He liked to fight with experts, especially swordsmanship geniuses. At this moment, he heard that Fang Chen's cultivation was the same as his, and he killed Su Mu with one sword. He thought that Fang Chen's attainment in swordsmanship must be very strong. You want me to avenge Su Mu? Crazy Sword asked. The Su family's patriarch didn't hide his intention. Due to the interference of a universe god, the Su family and the Ling family have reached an agreement. The younger generation will fight to settle the grudge between the two families. That's why I came to find you. Why do you think I will agree? Crazy Sword asked. He has a half-step to Emperor Realm long sword in his hand. Whoosh! The sword chi on Crazy Sword's body suddenly burst out and soared into the sky. He looked serious and stared at the Su family's patriarch. Even his breathing became rapid. He had always regretted that he didn't have a powerful weapon. A star Venerable warrior has a half-step to Emperor Realm weapon? Crazy Sword murmured, his eyes full of greed. The Su family wants him dead. As long as you kill him, the half-step to Emperor Realm longsword will be yours. The Su family's patriarch threw out a condition that Crazy Sword couldn't refuse. Okay, I agree. Crazy Sword nodded heavily. After 2 months of trekking through mountains and rivers, the Su family's patriarch personally took action and finally brought the 3 lunatics back to the Su family. Everything was ready. They only had to wait for the 3-month deadline. During this time, Fang Chen had been comprehending the sealing technique in the sky sealing monument in Ming Cave Mountain. Dong, dong, dong. The power of the soul path in his mind vibrated. Layers of halos spun around Fang Chen's body. The power of the sealing technique kept spreading in his body. All of a sudden, he had a hint of understanding. I see. All the puzzles were solved. The sky sealing monument shook, and a dazzling light emerged. Fang Chen stole a bit of the sealing sky emperor's comprehension, and he seemed to have improved. Seal. Suddenly opening his eyes, Fang Chen waved his hand. Suddenly, a vast power of the sealing technique burst out. It turned into thousands of threads in the void, and finally formed a sealing cage. Rumble. The sealing cage spun slowly, and a powerful force spread out. Fang Chen could clearly feel the power of the sealing cage. As expected of the heaven-sealing Great Emperor. His understanding of the sealing formation is truly shocking. Fang Chen couldn't help but exclaim. He had only comprehended the tip of the iceberg in the sealing Sky Emperor's inheritance, and he was able to set up such a powerful sealing technique. Sealing Dragon Formation. At the same time, the name of this sealing technique appeared in Fang Chen's mind. The sealing dragon formation, when fully activated, could trap a real dragon. With Fang Chen's current strength, almost no one in the Star Venerable realm could break the sealing dragon formation. Phew! Fang Chen took a deep breath, and his face was full of smiles. The 3-month deadline was almost up, and he had comprehended the sealing dragon formation at the crucial moment. With this trump card and the invincible sword principle, he could basically kill people without them noticing. I want to see what kind of monster the Su family can find. With the deterrence of Realm Lord Endstar, the Su family definitely wouldn't dare to find a Saint Venerable. Then, they would find a Peak Star Venerable, or even a half-step Saint Venerable. In the entire ancient chaos, Fang Chen believed that he feared no one in the Star Venerable realm. If he activated the immortal star power, he could even fight above his level and kill a Saint Venerable. Right now, Fang Chen could be considered a true demonic genius. He was an unprecedented demonic genius, an unrivaled outstanding talent. He was truly invincible in his realm, and could sweep across the world. Crash. With a thought, he took out some purple cloud ore. Chapter 2973. There were a few pieces of purple cloud ores in his palm and they were surrounded by a powerful sword aura. Crack. In the blink of an eye, the purple cloud ores shattered and turned into dust. Traces of energy entered Fang Chen's palm and spread throughout his body. Suddenly, Fang Chen felt that the Chaos Sword body had become stronger. It's working. Fang Chen grinned. If he could refine more purple cloud ores, the power of the Chaos Sword body would increase. At the same time, he looked into the distance. Ju, how do you feel? Kang Ju opened his eyes and stopped cultivating. Master, I have recovered from my injuries. Although you have broken the seal that the Su family placed in my body, it still hurt my foundation. Kang Ju said. Fang Chen nodded. Everything was within his expectations, but he was not worried. Ju, try to absorb the energy of the purple cloud ores. Fang Chen passed the purple cloud ores to Kang Ju and protected him. Let him absorb it. Whoosh, whoosh. After a while, Kang Ju's aura vibrated and a terrifying energy surged towards him. Kang Ju's face was filled with excitement. I did not expect the purple cloud ores to contain such powerful energy. He had been trapped in the purple cloud ores for a long time, but he did not manage to refine it. With the purple cloud ores, I will be able to recover in no time, Kang Ju said confidently. Fang Chen nodded and stared at Kang Ju. Come to think of it, he hadn't taught Kang Ju for a long time. As his master, he felt ashamed. Ju, show me your sword skills. Kang Ju was overjoyed. He knew that Fang Chen wanted to teach him. He quickly took out his sword and showed his sword skills. Shoosh. In the sky, a thick sword aura pierced through heaven and earth and slashed towards him. With a flick of his wrist, Kang Ju leaped into the air. His body somersaulted in the air, and then the long sword in his hand suddenly rotated 180 degrees, fusing with the thick sword chi. Condense. Kang Ju shouted as the long sword in his hand shot out explosively. Dong. In the distance, a huge crater appeared in front of him. The surroundings were filled with the power of the sword Dao that made people tremble. Whoosh. Kang Ju sheathed his sword and looked hopefully at Fang Chen. The whole process was very smooth, and Fang Chen could feel that Kang Ju's understanding of sword Dao was extraordinary. Not bad. Fang Chen nodded. You didn't continue what I taught you. Instead, you opened up your own path and comprehended a different sword Dao. This is worthy of recognition. Moreover, I can feel that if you can fully comprehend the direction of the sword principle that you have comprehended, your future achievements will definitely not be too low. It's just that, when you attack, you seem to need to accumulate power. Although this process is very short, it will give the enemy an opportunity to exploit. One had to know that in a battle between experts, a hair's breadth was all that was needed. While you're accumulating power, it's enough for the enemy to use their trump card and kill you. Master, I have also noticed this point. However, it is easier said than done to increase the speed of power accumulation. Kang Ju smiled bitterly. For this reason, he had been trying to change, but there was no way at all. He thought that he had already reduced the time of power accumulation to the minimum. Do it like this. Fang Chen immediately demonstrated it to Kang Ju, and then carefully analyzed it and explained it to him one by one. This lecture lasted for several days. It was not until a few days later that Fang Chen stopped explaining. However, Kang Ju was still unsatisfied and his face was full of smiles. After listening to Master's words, I feel enlightened. Kang Ju said, it turns out that sword Dao can be cultivated in this way. I was really ignorant before. Kang Ju was very happy. Master's guidance could reduce the time of power accumulation, which was definitely the biggest gain. Of course, the most important thing was that Fang Chen had indirectly imparted his own invincible sword Dao concept to Kang Ju. Ju, my sword Dao concept is different. You don't have to be too attached to it. Fang Chen said, if one day in the future, you and my sword Dao concept are completely compatible, then I will impart my sword Dao to you. The invincible sword Dao was not suitable for everyone. It depended on the sword Dao concept. It was not that Fang Chen was reluctant to impart it, but it was useless even if he did. On the contrary, it would lead to a fatal disaster. Therefore, before the disciples had enough strength, he would not consider it. Master, don't worry. I will definitely work hard to cultivate. Kang Ju nodded heavily. Fang Chen was very satisfied with Kang Ju. When he was in the ancient Saint Chaos, he felt that Kang Ju's sword Dao potential had not been fully explored. Now that he looked at it, it was indeed so. Ju, you can cultivate here with peace of mind. After I settle the matter of the Su family, I will go with you to find Shi-Er. Fang Chen gently patted Kang Ju's shoulder and said earnestly. Kang Ju's body trembled when he heard the two words Shi-Er. His face was full of guilt. Master, it's all Ju-Er's fault. I did not protect junior sister well. It's not your fault. Under such circumstances, it's already very good that you were able to step forward bravely. Fang Chen smiled and said, don't worry, Shi-Er will be fine. Everything was normal in the southern region. In the past 3 months, the Ling family had arranged everything and waited for the battle of the younger generation to arrive. Their side would definitely send Fang Chen out to fight. However, he did not know who the Su family would send out. No matter who it was, they were fearless. With the deterrence of the Dead Star Sector Lord, the Su family did not dare to attack the Ling family at all. The crisis of the Ling family was basically resolved. After knowing that the Dead Star Sector Lord was behind the Ling family, all the forces in the southern region expressed goodwill to the Ling family. They did not hesitate to send gifts, hoping to form an alliance with the Ling family. Ancestor Han of the ancient Frost sect also personally visited the Ling family to ask if they needed help. In short, everything was going in the direction that the Ling family wanted to see the most. In the Ling family's residence in the city, Lingshan, who was dressed in pink, was beautiful and moving. The current Lingshan was even more beautiful and moving, and the martial artists in the city were all amazed and envious. Senior Yun, do you think that the Su family will secretly use some underhanded methods to deal with Fang Chen? Lingshan lowered her head and asked worriedly. Yun Linger looked at Lingshan with a smile on her pretty face. As a woman, her sense of smell was very sharp. Lingshan's every move was a clear indication of Fang Chen's position in her heart. However, Yun Linger did not want Lingshan to be deeply involved, because a monstrous genius like Fang Chen would definitely not be limited to the small southern region. His stage was the entire ancient chaos. In the future, he would definitely become an unparalleled figure. The interactions between the two of them would become fewer and fewer. Yun Linger did not want to see Lingshan sad and disappointed when the time came. You don't have to worry about that. The most important thing now is to cultivate hard and strive to step into the god level as soon as possible. Yun Linger said. Right, the Ling family's ancestral ground has already opened. You can go in and cultivate. But, Lingshan heard this and was a little anxious. She didn't want to go in now. She still wanted to see Fang Chen personally fight. Do you still not understand now? The gap between you and him is getting bigger and bigger. If you don't cultivate hard, you will only be left far behind in the future. Yun Linger sighed. He and you are not people of the same world. Lingshan lowered her head and was silent. After struggling with her thoughts, Lingshan silently turned around and walked towards the Ling family's ancestral ground. Looking at Lingshan's back, Yun Linger shook her head. One day, you will understand my painstaking efforts. The 3-month period came as promised. The Su family's patriarch personally brought the 3 madmen to the southern region. However, this time, the Su family's patriarch was not as crazy and arrogant as last time. He was very wary in his heart, afraid of angering the Dead Star Sector Lord. As long as I follow the rules, I think even the Dead Star Sector Lord won't say anything. The Su family's patriarch thought to himself. A trace of cold killing intent flashed in his eyes. Fang Chen, this time you will die without a doubt. Although he could not destroy the Ling family, it was not bad to kill the Ling family's future hope in the cradle. Moreover, the corpse demon's words echoed in the Su family's patriarch's mind. The mission of this trip was to kill Fang Chen. Chapter 2974. In the southern region, everyone's attention was focused on the Ling family. They wanted to see how the Ling family would deal with the challenge from the Su family. The battle was related to the future development of the Su family. Once they lost, the Su family would have no chance to take revenge on the Ling family. One should know that the Ling family had the absolute Star Sector Master, who was famous in the immemorial chaos. Behind the Su family, there was only Universe God Ling Su. There was no comparison. Compared to the previous time, the Su family's visit was more low-key. The master of the Su family personally brought the 3 lunatics to the Ling family's city. In the huge square, there was a sea of people. Countless warriors were there to witness the miracle. Especially when they found out that the Su family was looking for 3-star venerables, everyone was shocked. The 3 lunatics were very famous in the western region. How could Fang Chen win against them? The Su family is too shameless. They actually found the villains on the western region's wanted list. And they found 3 at once. It seems that the Su family didn't give up. They want to kill Fang Chen in this battle. I think that Fang Chen might not be weaker than them. Have you forgotten? Even an expert like Su Mu was killed by Fang Chen in one stroke. In the entire city, countless warriors were discussing in low voices. On the rostrum in the square, Yun Linger and the master of the Su family sat side by side. Both of their faces were solemn and their gazes were deep. No one knew what they were thinking about. Yunlinga, the Su family will give face to the absolute Star Sector Master. This battle can be considered as ending the grudge between our two families. No matter the result, we can't find trouble with the other party. What do you think? The master of the Su family said. Yunlinga understood what he meant. He wanted to take the opportunity to kill Fang Chen and not let the Ling family pursue the matter. If it were before, Yunlinga definitely wouldn't have agreed. But the night before, Fang Chen found her and they had a long talk. Before leaving, Fang Chen told Yunlinga about his idea. After learning about Fang Chen's crazy idea, Yunlinga was shocked. Fang Chen wanted to kill all of the Su family's star venerables by himself and deal a fatal blow to the Su family. Yunlinga pondered for a moment and said slowly, "I hope Patriarch Su can keep his word." When the Su family patriarch heard this, he was secretly delighted and hurriedly said, "Don't worry, no matter what, my Su family is still an overlord. How could we go back on our words?" Yunlinga nodded. "Since that's the case, let the battle begin. Our Su family has sent 3 star venerables to fight. I wonder who your Ling family will send?" The Su family master asked, even though he already knew the answer. Kuala. In the square, Fang Chen's figure flashed and jumped onto the martial arts arena. A tyrannical aura surged out from his body, directly surging towards the 3 lunatics that the Su family had found. His face was filled with disdain. Anyone could tell that he was trying to provoke them. It seems that this guy is very arrogant. Mad Blade sneered with disdain. He's just an early star venerables. What's there to be arrogant about? Watch me kill him with one punch. The one who spoke was Mad Fist, famous for his fist techniques. His fist techniques contained an extremely strong murderous aura. In the same realm, it was difficult for anyone to block his punch. There was even a rumor that he had killed a warrior who had just entered the Saint Venerables with one punch. Because of that, he was hunted down by the big forces in the western region. He had no choice but to hide. At the same time, he was also listed on the Western Wanted list. This list was jointly made by many forces. Anyone who was listed on the list was a heinous person who deserved to die. The fact that Mad Fist could be listed on the wanted list was enough to show how serious his crimes were. Mad Sword, Mad Blade, and Mad Fist. The 3 people that the Su family had found were all good at one thing. The 3 of them could fight above their level. Moreover, the most important thing was that when they went crazy, even they were afraid of themselves, let alone others. The dignified Su family only found 3 clowns. Fang Chen's voice spread in the square. Instantly, it caused a huge commotion. Countless warriors widened their eyes and their hearts raced. This Fang Chen was too bold, wasn't he? He openly provoked the 3 lunatics. Was he going to completely break with them? As expected, the 3 lunatics were enraged at the same time. Mad Fist took a step forward, and an evil aura appeared around him. Countless warriors around stepped back, afraid that they would be affected by the fist radiance emitted by Mad Fist. I haven't heard such a voice for a long time. Kid, no one in the Star Venerables dared to say such words to me. Mad Fist sneered, because anyone who insults me will be sent to hell. With a sinister smile, Mad Fist continued, I, Mad Fist, will let you know what a real clown is. Seeing Fang Chen's arrogant look, Mad Blade and Mad Sword shook their heads. The person in front of them was not qualified to be their opponent. If it wasn't for the Su family's master, they would have left long ago. If I'm not wrong, you should be called Mad Fist, right? Fang Chen pointed at Mad Fist and sneered, since you're called Mad Fist, your fist technique must be very powerful, right? I wonder if it can break my defense. Boom. Mad Fist jumped and landed on the martial arts arena. Su family's master, let me fight the first battle. Mad Fist said to the Su family's master. The Su family's master nodded, since it's the first battle, let's win beautifully. Don't worry, I promise I won't kill him. I'll just chop off his arms, Mad Fist said eerily. Chop off my arms? Fang Chen sneered, this is the stupidest sentence I've ever heard. How much stronger do you think you are than Su Mu? Even Su Mu, the most outstanding of the 3 sons of the Su family, couldn't withstand one strike from me and was killed by me. Who do you think you are? Humph, how can Sumu be compared to me? Mad Fist said, Sumu is a disciple of an orthodox sect. He only knows how to attack head-on. But I'm different. I'm on the wanted list of the Western region. In order to achieve my goal, I'll do anything. For example, Mad Fist was halfway through his words when his figure suddenly flashed. By the time everyone realized what was happening, Mad Fist had already appeared in front of Fang Chen with a violent force. This sudden change startled everyone present. Mad Fist's strength was very strong, and this time it was a sneak attack. How could Fang Chen block it? Die! Mad Fist clenched his fists, and a vast flame enveloped him. As he threw out a punch, Mad Fist's eyes revealed a crazed look. However, Fang Chen just stood there quietly. In the square, countless screams could be heard. They all thought that Fang Chen was frightened by Mad Fist's attack and didn't have time to dodge. Not good, Mad Fist's fist technique is too strong. Once hit, even a Saint Venerable will be injured. Fang Chen is still too inexperienced. This Mad Fist is obviously a little afraid of him, so he took advantage of the moment when he was relaxed to attack him. Humph, despicable and shameless guy, he actually used a sneak attack. Everyone was discussing, and many people were cursing Mad Fist. However, there were also some people who thought that Fang Chen was too young and hadn't experienced much, so he didn't understand the cruelty of the world. This was also the result of Mad Fist's sneak attack. Sigh, what a pity for such a genius. Unless a miracle happens, he won't be able to block it. Everyone shook their heads and sighed, especially some of the disciples of the Ling family. Their eyes were red, and they couldn't wait to rush up and save Fang Chen. Ling Shan, who was standing at the front, was heaving up and down. Her pretty face was full of worry. Her small hands were clenched together, and her beautiful eyes looked at Yunlinger. The latter was very calm, as if everything was within her expectations. The older the ginger, the spicier it is. Fang Chen's potential is stronger than Mad Fist's, but he lacks experience. This is his shortcoming. Mad Fist is a martial artist who often fights on the edge of life and death. He can see Fang Chen's shortcoming at a glance. The Su family's patriarch commented calmly, "There is no suspense in this battle. Fang Chen may not die, but at least he will be seriously injured." Being seriously injured was no different from being dead. Because after Mad Fist, there were still Mad Blade and Mad Sword who hadn't fought yet. Not necessarily, Yunlinger said at the right time. The Su family's patriarch was too lazy to argue with Yunlinger. After the battle, she would know how stupid her thoughts were. Chapter 2975. Yunlinger was dressed in a green robe that perfectly outlined her beautiful figure. Although she had been cultivating for a long time, it could not hide her beauty. Seeing Yunlinger so calm, the Su family head's heart was instantly ignited. He licked his dry lips, and a touch of greed appeared in his eyes. For a moment, the Su family head even had the thought of conquering Yunlinger. "Mitch, I'll let you be cold now, but one day, you will kneel down and beg for mercy." The Su family head secretly said in his heart, "At that time, I will think of all ways and means to play with you, making you beg for death." Yunlinger's calmness came from her trust in Fang Chen. Instead of being anxious, it was better to wait until the end of the battle to make a comment. She also felt the greedy gaze of the Su family head, but she did not respond. She did not even bother to look at him. If he had not been sleeping for countless years, a mere Su family head would be nothing in front of her. Rumble. On the martial arts stage, a deafening sound resounded through the sky. Crazy Fist's flaming fist bombarded towards Fang Chen at a speed that was invisible to the naked eye. Everyone was shaking their heads, and they all looked down on Fang Chen. Only Fang Chen himself, not only was he not nervous, but there was even a hint of a smile on his face. Crazy Fist could see that Fang Chen's smile contained extreme disdain for him. "You're about to die, and you're still putting on airs here." Crazy Fist was angry in his heart, and his fist bombarded out even faster. Dong. Finally, under the gaze of tens of thousands of people, Crazy Fist's fist fiercely hit Fang Chen's body. The flames that filled the sky instantly enveloped him. Fang Chen's body disappeared in the sea of fire. The entire martial arts stage turned into a sea of fire, and even Crazy Fist disappeared. Too strong. Everyone was shocked. Crazy Fist's fist technique was actually powerful to such an extent, it was incredible. In the sea of fire, the chaotic sword body quietly operated, and the sword chi halo surrounded his body, forming the strongest defense, easily blocking Crazy Fist's flaming fist. After feeling Fang Chen's resistance, Mad Fist sneered, "Only now do you know how to resist. It's too late." He increased the strength of his fist and attacked Fang Chen's defense. "I've said it before. In my eyes, you're just trash." Fang Chen stood with his hands behind his back and said indifferently, "I'm standing right here, and you can't break through my defense. How can you fight me?" Fang Chen sneered. The thing he was least afraid of was fire, but Mad Fist was known for his fire fist technique. Wasn't he looking for death? Fang Chen really couldn't think of any other flame in the world that could compare to the fire origin bloodline. Furthermore, it was a fire origin bloodline that had been refined to the pinnacle. From a certain perspective, the fire origin bloodline was the bane of all flames in the world. Naturally, Mad Fist's flaming fist was countered by the fire origin bloodline. Hiss hiss hiss. As the fire origin bloodline circulated rapidly, Mad Fist finally felt that something was wrong. He felt that there was a powerful force in Fang Chen's body, like a volcano erupting, blasting towards him. Not good. He cried out and wanted to dodge, but it was too late. Rip. The fire origin bloodline was too strong. Mad Fist's flaming fist was instantly devoured, and at the same time, Mad Fist's internal organs were burned by the fire origin bloodline. Ah! A miserable scream came out from Mad Fist's mouth. His eyes were filled with fear as he desperately tried to escape, but it was to no avail. The fire origin bloodline enveloped him, and he had no chance at all. Buzz. Fight. Since he couldn't escape, he could only fight to the death. Mad Fist burned his essence blood, wanting to fight to the death. However, no matter how he attacked, he couldn't break through Fang Chen's chaotic sword body defense. "You're too weak." Fang Chen's voice sounded again. Whoosh. A powerful flame enveloped Mad Fist. Outside, everyone could clearly feel that the temperature of the sea of fire on the martial arts stage had increased. What happened? What's the result of the battle? The sea of fire is getting stronger and stronger. Has Fang Chen been burned? Many people stared at the martial arts stage curiously, waiting for the result of the battle. On the rostrum, the Su family head, who was originally smiling, gradually became gloomy. He felt that something was wrong. There was a force that didn't belong to Mad Fist in the sea of fire. What's going on? The Su family head thought quickly. Boom. However, at this moment, the flames that enveloped the entire martial arts stage quickly disappeared into the void. A figure suddenly appeared in everyone's line of sight. That's Fang Chen. Seeing Fang Chen standing proudly on the martial arts stage, everyone exclaimed loudly. He's not dead. Many people widened their eyes, and their hearts were in turmoil. Where's Mad Fist? Why is he gone? Some people with sharp eyes noticed that Mad Fist was gone, and there was only Fang Chen on the martial arts stage. They were very curious. Even the Su family head on the rostrum couldn't sense the existence of Mad Fist. Under everyone's gaze, Fang Chen slowly opened his palm, and a piece of jade slid to the ground, making a crisp sound. Everyone was completely stunned when they saw this. That was Mad Fist's jade. Fang Chen held it in his hand. Didn't this mean that Mad Fist was dead? However, everyone didn't understand how Mad Fist died in the hands of Fang Chen. Mad Sword and Mad Blade narrowed their eyes and stared at Fang Chen. Mad Fist is dead. Yun Linger saw this and breathed a sigh of relief. On the other hand, the Su family head frowned with a dignified expression. He couldn't withstand a single blow. Fang Chen shook his head and said softly, "I, Fang Chen, am not afraid of fire. Mad Fist actually tried to burn me with fire. How ridiculous." In the end, he went for wool and came home shorn. He seemed to be talking to himself, but also seemed to be explaining to everyone. Around the square, countless people were dumbfounded. Mad Fist, who was famous on the wanted list, was burned to death by Fang Chen just like that. Not even his bones were left. Wasn't this too terrifying? At this time, the way everyone looked at Fang Chen changed greatly. It had to be said that the death of Mad Fist made Fang Chen's position in their hearts suddenly increase. Maybe Mad Sword and Mad Blade were not Fang Chen's opponents. A bold idea appeared in many people's minds. Humph, he was just lucky. The Su family head said coldly, it just so happened to restrain Mad Fist's Flame Fist, which led to Mad Fist's death. Mad Sword and Mad Blade also thought so. The first battle ended with Fang Chen's strong victory. Fang Chen's gaze landed on the Su family's patriarch. Is there a need to continue? Fang Chen shrugged. Humph, what's the big deal about killing Mad Fist? He was the weakest of the three, and his Flame Fist was restrained by you, so he died in your hands. The Su family head naturally did not want to give up. If you have the ability, then kill Mad Sword and Mad Blade too. As you wish. Fang Chen turned around and looked at Mad Sword and Mad Blade provocatively. Why don't you two come at me together? Seeing Fang Chen's bright smile, Mad Sword really wanted to cut off his head. I alone am enough to kill you. Mad Sword jumped, turned into a sword light, and appeared on the martial arts stage. Without saying a word, he held his sword and directly attacked. Kill all enemies in the world. Mad Sword roared, and the sword in his hand kept flashing, drawing a terrifying trajectory in the void. In the end, the void was filled with countless sword lights, and along with Mad Sword, rushed towards Fang Chen. Buzz. Fang Chen's body was surrounded by sword chi. Invincible Sword Principle. Fang Chen used the Invincible Sword Principle to fight against Mad Sword's sword skills. Crack. The sword light and the sword light fiercely collided in the void. Dong. With a loud bang, Mad Sword spat out blood as if he was struck by lightning, and his body flew out. He quickly got up, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and roared in anger. He waved his sword again and attacked. This time, Fang Chen did not hold back. The half-step Emperor Realm Hidden Star Sword, together with the Invincible Sword Principle, displayed a powerful attack. Whoosh! Even an early-stage Saint Venerable martial artist could not block this sword attack. Die! The bright sword light pierced through the sky and shot towards Mad Sword. Even though Mad Sword frantically blocked and held his sword in front of his chest, it was useless. Crack! The Hidden Star Sword pierced through the sword and into Mad Sword's body. Rumble! The Hidden Star Sword exploded with a powerful force, detonating Mad Sword's internal organs and causing a violent explosion. Poochie! Mad Sword spat out blood and was about to collapse. Chapter 2976. Bang! Crazy Blade fell to the ground and lost his life. In an instant, the whole city was in an uproar. Everyone was stunned. In their opinion, Fang Chen killed Crazy Blade because he happened to counter Crazy Blade's Flame Fist technique. Now, even Crazy Blade could kill Su Mo so cleanly. Wasn't he too powerful? Until now, no one realized what had happened. In fact, Fang Chen's swordsmanship was his strongest skill. Before this, Fang Chen killed Su Mu with a single strike. Now, he killed Crazy Blade with a single strike in front of everyone's eyes. Mad Blade was much more famous than Su Mu, and much more powerful. Strictly speaking, Crazy Blade's strength was comparable to a mid-stage Saint Venerable. Such a monster was once known for his evil deeds and was on the wanted list. His ranking was higher than Crazy Blade's. However, he still couldn't resist Fang Chen's swordsmanship. What swordsmanship is that? Why have I never heard of it? It's too powerful. He killed Crazy Blade with a single strike. After today, his name is destined to be known all over the world. Many warriors in the square were shocked. They only noticed Fang Chen's strength. On the rostrum, the Su family master's eyes were fixed on Fang Chen's Hidden Star Sword. Half-step Emperor weapon. His face was full of bitterness, and greed flashed in his eyes. A half-step Emperor weapon was the most important thing for the entire Su family. However, a Star Venerable warrior could have it. I must get a half-step Emperor weapon, the Su family master said in his heart. A half-step Emperor weapon could allow a Star Venerable warrior to kill Crazy Blade with a single strike. One could imagine how exaggerated the enhancement of a half-step Emperor weapon was. The half-step emperor weapon of our Su family is only broken, but this long sword is perfect. The Su family master said, I even feel that this sword is very likely to transform into a real half-step emperor weapon in the future. Yun Ling was as calm as ever. Her face was indifferent, but a trace of joy flashed in the depths of her beautiful eyes. During the time she spent with Fang Chen, Yun Ling knew very well how strong the former's potential was. If she hadn't seen it with her own eyes, she wouldn't have believed it either. Apart from the two experts, there was another person who recognized the half-step martial monarch weapon, the mad sword. He had been obsessed with the way of the sword all his life and was friends with the sword. I have never heard of the sword Dao that you cultivate. Your swordsmanship is mysterious and unparalleled. Even I am ashamed of my inferiority. Mad Sword slowly walked onto the stage. As for your weapon, it is even more breathtaking. That was a half-step to the martial emperor realm weapon. Even if he spent his entire life, he would not be able to obtain it. Now, I finally know where your arrogance comes from. Frenzied Sword grinned at Fang Chen. Half-step martial emperor realm weapon, is this your trump card? Fang Chen held the hidden star sword and glanced at Mad Blade's corpse. You want my weapon? Don't worry, you'll be like him soon. Crazy Sword suddenly laughed out loud. I, Crazy Sword, am obsessed with the way of the sword. I have dedicated my entire life to the way of the sword. I believe that there is almost no one in the same realm as me, not even in the God realm. If I have a half-step to the martial emperor realm weapon, I will be able to dominate the entire southern region. Fang Chen ignored Mad Sword. The latter looked at Fang Chen greedily and said, I originally wanted to kill you, but now I have changed my mind. You are qualified to make a deal with me. Fang Chen looked at Mad Sword. Mad Sword shrugged. You should thank me for my generosity. Otherwise, you would not have survived today. Before I came here, I only had one thought, and that was to kill you. But after seeing the weapon in your hand, I changed my mind. If you give me your half-step martial emperor realm weapon, the way of the sword that you cultivate, and the mysterious swordsmanship, I, Mad Sword, can swear that I will never attack you again. I can even promise you 3 unconditionally. If he could get a half-step to the martial emperor realm weapon without fighting, he would be more than happy. Oh, are you serious? Fang Chen asked. Of course. There is no need for 3 requests. If you can promise me one of them, I will give it to you with both hands. Fang Chen said with a smile. Say it. Mad Sword was delighted to hear that. My request is, to give me your life. Boom. A powerful sword chi wreaked havoc in the air. Mad Sword's robe fluttered even though there was no wind. His cold eyes stared straight at Fang Chen. Are you messing with me? H, a piece of trash like you is qualified to negotiate with me? What a joke. Fang Chen said with disdain. Even Mad Fist and Mad Blade died in my hands. I don't mind killing you, Mad Sword. Hee hee. Mad Sword was completely enraged by Fang Chen. It seems that you have overestimated your strength. Sometimes, your own strength is the most important thing. A half-step to the martial emperor realm weapon is just an external object. Is that so? Fang Chen asked. Mad Sword flicked his finger and a sword light flashed out, piercing towards Fang Chen. Buzz. The sword light touched Fang Chen's body and was dissolved by the Chaos Sword body. Die. Mad Sword made his move. His thunderous attack seemed to be able to overturn the entire martial arts arena. I'm afraid you haven't tasted despair yet, right? Fang Chen said with a smile. Then, he formed a complicated seal with his palms. Buzz. A dragon's roar suddenly resounded through the sky. Following which, a powerful sealing energy burst forth from his body. Whoosh. Almost in the blink of an eye, the dragon sealing formation emerged and covered the entire martial arts arena. On the rostrum, Yun Ling's expression changed when she saw the dragon sealing formation. Her heart was in turmoil as she grew even more curious about Fang Chen. What has this guy been through? Why is he so proficient in everything? After interacting with Fang Chen for a while, Yun Ling knew that the former's sword principle, body principle, and soul principle were all very powerful. She could even feel that he had a powerful bloodline. She didn't expect him to be so proficient in the sealing principle. The sealing principle contains the aura of the illusion principle and the array principle. The combination of the three forms the strongest sealing principle. Yunling sighed. It was only at this moment that she realized why Fang Chen could be brothers with the Empyrean Star Domain Lord. It was simply perfect. The dragon sealing formation was something that Fang Chen comprehended from the heaven sealing monument. It was a technique left behind by the heaven sealing great emperor. Although he only comprehended the surface, it was useless even if a holy venerate was trapped. Rumble. Mad Sword attacked the dragon sealing formation wildly, but he couldn't break it. Damn bastard, let me out if you have the ability. Let's fight fair and square, Mad Sword roared angrily. Fang Chen was above the dragon sealing formation. Mad Sword, didn't you say that your sword principle is invincible? Today, I'll let you see what it means to be invincible in the sword principle. As his voice fell, the hidden star sword in Fang Chen's hand whizzed out. A huge sword light condensed in the void. The entire sky seemed to be pierced through. Press down. Fang Chen pressed down and used the invincible sword principle again. At the same time, he merged a trace of immortal star power. It's not that easy to kill me. Mad Sword raised his head and roared angrily as he saw the attack coming down. At the same time, he crazily counterattacked. Crack. The sword light pressed down on Mad Sword's head. Dong. Mad Sword's body was pressed down on the martial arts stage. The powerful sword principle aura pressed down on him until he couldn't breathe. Hiss. Hiss. The power of the immortal star hidden within was ravaging his body. Crack. The martial arts stage shattered and Mad Sword's body was directly blasted into the ground. An earth-shattering sound came from the dragon sealing formation. The most anxious one was the Su family head on the rostrum. His dark eyes stared at the dragon sealing formation. Damn it, why does he still have such means? The Su family head cursed in his heart. Crash. Suddenly, the dragon sealing formation dissipated, and Fang Chen's figure appeared again. The martial arts stage had been shattered, and a large pit appeared on the ground. The hidden star sword was inserted into the ground, and complex patterns flowed on the sword body. On the tip of the sword, there was a head. Mad Sword. Everyone was completely dumbfounded. Mad Sword had fallen. Countless people looked at the figure standing proudly, and there were indescribable emotions in their hearts. However, they knew that from today onwards, a young martial artist named Fang Chen had completely risen to prominence. On the rostrum, Yunling saw this and smiled slightly. Interesting guy. Even Yunling was curious about how many tricks Fang Chen had left. Chapter 2977. One strike, crazy sword fall. This news, like a virus, quickly spread in the southern region. At first, many people didn't believe it, but as more and more people spread the news, they knew how terrifying Fang Chen was. The angriest one was the Su family head. He clenched his fists and couldn't wait to rush up and kill Fang Chen. Damn it. The Su family head stood up and stared at Fang Chen angrily. Su family head, the third round is over. Your Su family has lost, Yunling stood up and said. Just as the Su family head was about to speak, his body suddenly shook. Immediately, he sneered and said, Fang Chen will die for sure. As soon as his voice fell, the clear sky was suddenly covered by dark clouds. The next moment, countless howls of ghosts spread, and an oppressive aura rushed over. What's going on? Everyone cried out in alarm. What happened? Corpse demon? Fang Chen carefully sensed the aura in the sky, and his face suddenly changed. Su family head, what are you doing? Yunling scolded. What am I doing? I want to ask you what the Ling family wants to do. The Su family head sneered. Since he had already embarked on this path, he had no choice but to continue. Die. While everyone was stunned, the Su family head rushed to Fang Chen, wanting to kill him. Get lost. Yunling waved her small white hand, and a powerful talisman enveloped Fang Chen, blocking the attack of the Su family head. It's useless. The Su family head sneered and stopped attacking. In the cloudy sky, an evil shadow descended out of thin air. Boy, you ruined my corpse demon plan. Go to hell. The original plan wasn't like this. The corpse demon wouldn't be exposed unless it was a last resort. However, after seeing Fang Chen kill 3 lunatics in a row, the corpse demon couldn't sit still. If such a monstrous genius was allowed to grow up, he would definitely be a disaster for the corpse demon. Therefore, he disregarded everything and tried to kill Fang Chen by force. Corpse demon. Fang Chen said in a deep voice, his face cold. Voila. He once again set up the dragon ceiling formation and hid himself within it. At the same time, he held the star-hidden sword in his hand and displayed the strongest invincible sword principle. Moreover, the immortal scepter was already on standby. Once he was defeated, he would use all his trump cards to fight. Crack! The corpse demon's attack was so powerful that even Yunling couldn't block it in time. One strike had destroyed the dragon ceiling formation. How is this possible? The people around the square kept retreating and hiding in the distance. When they saw the dragon ceiling formation being destroyed, their eyes widened and they cried out involuntarily. It's useless. You will die today. The corpse demon sneered and continued to extend its hand to grab Fang Chen. Whoosh! Countless terrifying sword lights shot out at the same time, piercing towards the corpse demon. Ha ha ha! The corpse demon sneered and suddenly clenched its big hand, instantly crushing all the sword lights. In his eyes, Fang Chen's powerful attack could not even withstand a single blow. Mph, useless thing. The corpse demon glanced at the Su family head and said coldly. The latter trembled after being stared at. He quickly turned around and began to kill the Ling family. Yunling, die. Yunling and the Su family head trembled together. Today, the appearance of the corpse demon had indicated that the collusion between the Su family and the corpse demon had been completely exposed. There was no other way except to silence them. The Su family colluded with the evil forces. Damn it. Yunling's face was cold as she displayed countless talisman methods. Fang Chen was in danger. His body was locked by the corpse demon and he couldn't move. What should I do? Fang Chen was very anxious and his mind was thinking quickly. The corpse demon that swooped down suddenly screamed. His palm was rotting. That is, sensing a strange aura in its body, the corpse demon suddenly turned pale with fright and roared crazily. The aura of the immortal emperor? After sensing the immortal star power, the corpse demon became even crazier. There was only one thought in its mind, and that was to kill Fang Chen. However, just as Fang Chen was helpless and was about to use the immortal scepter, a beautiful figure suddenly appeared in front of him. Lingshan. The person in front of him. It was Lingshan of the younger generation of the Ling family. Lingshan turned around and looked at Fang Chen with a smile on her face. You saved my life once, and now I will save yours. Let's die together. The corpse demon's attack came quietly. Lingshan was instantly enveloped by the evil aura. Fang Chen gritted his teeth and tried his best, but it was useless. However, just as he was at his most desperate, a crack appeared in the void, and a terrifying aura emerged. The corpse demon dares to behave atrociously in human territory? A familiar voice could be heard. The Dead Star Sector Master had returned. 2 figures stood side by side in front of the void storm. The aura on their bodies could shatter the 9 heavens galaxy. Swoosh! The Dead Star Sector Master flicked his finger and a starlight rushed into the evil aura. It dispersed the evil aura overbearingly and saved Lingshan. Huh! He thought he would definitely die, but he didn't expect to be safe and sound. I didn't die. Lingshan was shocked and immediately looked at Fang Chen anxiously. How is this possible? There was a terrified scream from the corpse demon. He received news that the Dead Star Sector Master and Universe God Ling Su had gone to explore an ancient relic and wouldn't be able to return in a short period of time. Damn it. Then, they came back at the crucial moment. I don't care. It was definitely impossible for him to fight the Dead Star Sector Master head-on. He gritted his teeth and charged at Fang Chen with all his power. Die. No matter what, Fang Chen had to die. You're courting death. The Dead Star Sector Master frowned. Under his watch, he still wanted to kill. He took a step forward and blocked in front of the corpse demon. Dong. With a slap, The corpse demon was sent flying. Then, with another slap, he suppressed the corpse demon completely. Universe God Ling Su, who was far away, saw the scene and felt her scalp go numb. Luckily, she didn't have a conflict with the Dead Star Sector Master. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. With 2 slaps, the corpse demon was blasted into pieces. The crisis was instantly resolved. The Su family colluded with the corpse demon. 9 generations of the Su family shall be exterminated. Universe God Ling Su's cold voice announced the death penalty for the Su family. Die. With Universe God Ling Su taking action, the Su family didn't have any power to resist. No, I can't die. The Su family's patriarch gritted his teeth, took out a black bead from his bosom, and immediately crushed it. Rumble. His body instantly exploded and flesh and blood splattered. At the same time, his primordial spirit escaped into the void and disappeared. Die. Universe God Ling Su grabbed with her hand and the escaping primordial spirit burst out and dissipated. Dead Star Sector Master, the Su family betraying the human clan has a lot to do with me. Return to the world and the Su family shall be exterminated, Universe God Ling Su said in a low voice. Not long after, Universe God Ling Su left the Ling family. Are you okay? Dead Star Sector Master looked at Fang Chen and asked. Fortunately, you came back in time, otherwise, Fang Chen said with lingering fear. He didn't expect the corpse demon to find him. It seemed that they were aware of what he had done in the universe. 7 days later, the Su family in the southwest was completely destroyed. The person who took action was the Su family's guardian god, Universe God Su. When the news spread, it caused a sensation in the western and southern regions. Everyone was puzzled. Why would Universe God Ling Su turn against the Su family and be so ruthless? Only the major forces knew that the Su family had betrayed the human clan and colluded with the corpse demon. The destruction of the Su family served as a warning. Regardless of whether it was the western or southern regions, many forces had a deep understanding of the terrifying fighting power of a universe god expert. After the destruction of the Su family, Universe God Ling Su felt guilty. She personally went to the Su family's original territory and gave it to Dead Star Sector Master for him to distribute. In the end, the territory naturally fell into the hands of the Ling family. The outside world was in a state of chaos. Fang Chen and Dead Star Sector Master were having a conversation. Brother Dead Star, how much do you know about the corpse demon? Fang Chen asked. He told Dead Star Sector Master everything that had happened in the universe. The latter muttered, the corpse demon is very strong. So strong that even I don't know about their situation. The higher-ups of the human clan probably already know about what happened in ancient sacred chaos. The corpse demon has been in hibernation. For it to come out now, it must have a plan. However, you don't have to worry. The higher-ups of the human clan will take care of it. Dead Star Sector Master was only worried that the corpse demon would attack Fang Chen. Chapter 2978. After settling the matters here, the Dead Star Domain Lord hurriedly returned to the Dead Star Domain. After all, his clone had been guarding the Dead Star Domain. Compared to the Ling family, the Dead Star Domain was more important. Moreover, the corpse demon had been restless recently. He had to prevent anything from happening to the Dead Star Domain. In the entire southern region, the Ling family was the strongest. Of course, the ancient Cold sect, who was their eternal ally, was also very excited. After all, Fang Chen came from the ancient Cold sect. Ancestor Cold and the ancient Cold sect master were grinning from ear to ear. In order to please Fang Chen, many other forces also expressed their goodwill to the ancient Cold sect. After a short period of turmoil, the southern region was considered to have stabilized. After the Ling family obtained the Su family's territory, their strength increased tremendously. They could already vaguely challenge the major forces in the western region. After resting for a few days, Fang Chen prepared to leave. There was still no news from the star and moon. He was very anxious, but there was nothing he could do. Master, where are we going? Kang Ju and Tian Xin stood behind Fang Chen and asked softly. Ju and Shi were chased by the Su family in the southwest region. The direction Shi escaped in is also the western region. Fang Chen pondered. We will leave now and head to the western region. We will ask around and see if we can find Shi. Before leaving, Fang Chen asked the Ling family and the ancient cold sect to help him take care of the Tianshu Yuan in the Despair mainland. In the end, he took the Su family's teleportation formation and arrived at the western region. The immemorial chaos was divided into 4 major regions according to direction. But in reality, the southern region and western region were the most remote places. Ordinary experts would not even bother to stay here. Hence, these 2 regions were called the Savage Lands. Of course, the western region was more powerful than the southern region. Blood City. It was an inconspicuous city in the western region. It was closer to the Su family in the southwest region. Whoosh! Fang Chen and his 2 disciples walked out of the teleportation formation. Master, is this the Blood City? Tian Xin asked softly. Fang Chen nodded. Just as he was about to speak, a scolding voice came from behind him. The 3 of you, come here quickly. Hearing this voice, Fang Chen turned around and saw that there was a table beside the transmission array. A man in armor was sitting on a chair, and in front of him was a jade pot. This jade pot was refined from 1,000-year-old warm jade. Inside the jade pot, there was a copious amount of fresh blood flowing out. Around him, countless guards stood quietly, and the atmosphere was very solemn. Didn't you hear? Come here quickly. Seeing Fang Chen and the other 2 remain indifferent, the armored man's eyes widened as he shouted angrily. We! Fang Chen pointed at himself. Soon after, he frowned in displeasure. What are you looking at? He's talking about the 3 of you. A few of the protectors walked towards Fang Chen and the other 2 fiercely and said coldly, This is Blood City. You newcomers must abide by the rules, or else you will be killed without mercy. Being scolded by the protectors, Tian Xin and Kang Ju were angry and wanted to fight, but they were stopped by Fang Chen. We don't seem to have broken the rules of Blood City, right? Fang Chen asked. Any newcomer who comes to Blood City for the first time has to offer a few drops of blood before they can enter, the protector said. Offer blood? Fang Chen was surprised. What kind of rule was that? His gaze fell on the jade pot and saw the copious amount of blood flowing in it. He finally knew where the blood came from. Fang Chen and the other 2 walked over. The armored man pointed at the jade pot and said, Everyone, put 3 drops of blood in the jade pot. Fang Chen could feel that the armored man was a holy venerate. If he were to fight, he could defeat him. But as he had just arrived, he did not want to have any conflicts with them. After getting Fang Chen's permission, Tian Xin and Kang Ju bit their fingers and put 3 drops of blood into the jade pot. Finally, when it was Fang Chen's turn, he bit his finger too. Bright red blood flowed out instantly. With a thought, a drop of blood fell into the jade pot. Then, 2 drops of blood fell into the jade pot. All right, let's go. Remember, in Blood City, you must abide by the rules, or else you will die. The protector said fiercely. Fang Chen and the other 2 turned and left. No one noticed that after Fang Chen's blood entered the jade pot, there were some changes in the jade pot. The blood that was flowing suddenly started to run away crazily. Fang Chen's blood released a strong aura and absorbed them crazily. Time passed. In the afternoon, the jade pot exploded. Crash. The blood in the jade pot directly exploded, causing a huge tremor. What happened? The protector's face changed as he shouted. This was the rule set by Lord Blood. Every day, they had to hand in a certain amount of blood. Otherwise, they would be punished. Damn it. In a secluded courtyard, Fang Chen and his disciples sat on a stone bench. At the moment when the jade pot exploded, Fang Chen felt his blood explode. I wonder what the owner of Blood City is trying to do. Why does he want to collect everyone's blood? The corners of Fang Chen's mouth curled up, revealing a cold smile. In his blood, there were more than 50 special bloodlines. Most importantly, the black hole bloodline was the strongest bloodline in the world. It could devour any bloodline. When the black hole bloodline was placed into the jade pot, Fang Chen had expected this to happen. Master, I will go and find out more. Tian Xin was calmer and left quickly. After a while, Tianxin returned quickly with a smile on his face. How is it? Kang Ju asked anxiously. Blood City is a city under Imperial Weapon Pavilion. The owner of the city is called Lord Blood. Tianxin said, this rule was set by Lord Blood. It is said that Lord Blood is cultivating a unique skill and he urgently needs many bloodlines. Lord Blood is cultivating a unique skill? Fang Chen frowned, remembering Lord Blood's name in his heart. Then what is Imperial Weapon Pavilion? Fang Chen continued to ask. Imperial Weapon Pavilion is one of the top forces in the Western region. This sect is best at refining weapons. It is said that all the forces in the Western region need their help to refine weapons, Tianxin said slowly. Imperial Weapon Pavilion? Can they refine Emperor-level weapons? Kang Ju curled his lips. Even a universe god might not be able to refine Emperor-level weapons, let alone a force in the Western region. Tianxin shook his head, of course not. If Imperial Weapon Pavilion could refine Emperor-level weapons, they wouldn't be in a small place like the Western region. However, although they can't refine Emperor-level weapons, they can refine many powerful weapons. Below Emperor-level weapons were Emperor-level weapons. There was a special connection between Emperor-level weapons and Emperor-level weapons, known as half-step Emperor-level weapons. The Hidden Star Sword and the Immortal Scepter belonged to half-step Emperor-level weapons. Although Imperial Weapon Pavilion was called Imperial Weapon, their strongest blacksmith could only refine Emperor-level weapons. They couldn't even refine half-step Emperor-level weapons. Imperial Weapon Pavilion's power is extraordinary. Many forces don't dare to offend them, Tianxin said, because they can provide endless weapons to many forces. Are there no other blacksmiths in the Western region other than Imperial Weapon Pavilion? Kang Ju asked. There are, but they are all low-level blacksmiths. Any blacksmith that stands out will be roped in by Imperial Weapon Pavilion. This is also the reason why Imperial Weapon Pavilion has been able to maintain their monopoly, Tianxin said. At this point, Tianxin suddenly recalled something. By the way, I heard that there's a powerful blacksmith in the Western region. He's known as the Imperial Master of Heart Weapon. He's the most powerful blacksmith in the Western region and the only one who can forge a half-step martial emperor weapon. However, he doesn't like fighting in the underworld. He didn't join Imperial Weapon Pavilion and chose to live in seclusion. Tianxin continued, Imperial Weapon Pavilion paid a huge price to invite Imperial Master Xin Bing, but they didn't succeed. Imperial Master Xin Bing? Fang Chen muttered. Chapter 2979. Through Tianxin's information, Fang Chen roughly understood the situation in the Western region and Blood City. Of course, what made Fang Chen the most anxious was the news about the all-fusion body. According to legend, a long time ago, a warrior with the all-fusion body appeared in Blood City. However, he mysteriously disappeared. After hearing the news, Fang Chen's heart was in a mess. The timing matches. It's very likely to be Shi-Er, Fang Chen said in a deep voice. His face was solemn as he pondered in his mind. Even among the special body constitutions, the all-fusion body is considered a rare one. The all-fusion body that appeared in Blood City must be Junior Sister, Kang Ju asserted. When Junior Sister and I were chased by the Su family, the route we took to escape was in the direction of Blood City. Combining all the clues, Kang Ju concluded that the rumored all-fusion body in Blood City was Fang Shi. Master. Suddenly, Tianxin said in a deep voice. What's the matter? Fang Chen asked. I also heard another piece of news. Tianxin looked at his master. The rules set by Lord Blood are not like this. However, after the rumor about the all-fusion body, the rule of collecting blood changed. So, you suspect that Lord Blood's collection of blood has something to do with Shi-Er? Fang Chen asked. Tianxin nodded. Logically speaking, it's possible. Fang Chen naturally knew what Tianxin meant. In order for the all-fusion body to be fully activated, one would need 10,000 types of blood. This was what Fang Chen got from the Immortal Scepter. After all, the Immortal Scepter followed the Immortal Emperor and knew a lot. If that's the case, would Shi-Er be trapped in Blood City? Fang Chen pondered. Or rather, Shi'er's all-fusion body was discovered by the Imperial Weapon Pavilion and controlled. Lord Blood is just working for the Imperial Weapon Pavilion. Thinking about this, Fang Chen's heart was in a mess. If the Imperial Weapon Pavilion captured Fang Shi, it would be troublesome. However, no matter what, he had to rescue Fang Shi. Fang Chen did his best to calm the shock in his heart. The grave expression on his face gradually dissipated and he regained his calm. Even though according to the information we have now, Shi'er is most likely related to the Imperial Weapon Pavilion, but we can't be too hasty. Fang Chen said, if it's just a small blood city, we naturally have nothing to fear. However, the Imperial Weapon Pavilion is behind the blood city. If we act rashly, we will definitely alert the enemy. Moreover, with our strength, we don't have the ability to fight against the Imperial Weapon Pavilion. Master, I think we should start with Lord Blood. Tianxin said, Lord Shuai is an elder of the Imperial Weapon Pavilion. It's only because of his lack of talent that the Imperial Weapon Pavilion allowed him to manage the Blood City because there were other elders with high authority speaking on his behalf. It is said that Lord Blood's cultivation is only at the Holy Venerate realm. If you want to get accurate information about Junior Sister, you have to start from Lord Blood. Fang Chen nodded. He agreed with Heavenheart's words, but he did not dare to act blindly. Where did you get the news? Fang Chen asked. How accurate is it? The news was bought from the biggest information selling organization in the Blood City. The accuracy rate should be above 80%. That means, there's still 20% inaccurate. Fang Chen pondered, let's not act rashly first. Let's gather a few more days' worth of information first. For the rest of the time, Fang Chen would wander around the streets of the Blood City every day. He would also gather some useful information while he was at it. One day, Fang Chen heard a piece of news. Weapon auction? Fang Chen was a little surprised. You must be new here, right? The unfamiliar man smiled. You're lucky. It's your first time here and you're able to come across such a large-scale weapon auction. Let me tell you. The Blood City will hold a small-scale weapon auction once every 10 years. The source of the weapons are basically all from the Imperial Weapon Pavilion. So whenever there's an auction, the warriors from the surrounding cities will come to the Blood City. As for large-scale weapon auctions, they are only held once every 100 years. The one that will be held half a month later is the large-scale weapon auction. What's the big difference between the two? Fang Chen asked. The difference is huge. Let me put it this way. Anyone can enter the small-scale weapon auction. However, large-scale weapon auctions are different. Those who are able to enter are either nobles, major powers, or extremely powerful experts, the strange man said. When he mentioned the large-scale weapon auction, his eyes were filled with excitement. Unfortunately, he would never be able to enter it. The weapons from the large-scale weapon auction. Other than some of them coming from the Imperial Weapon Pavilion, some of them came from some ancient ruins. In the large-scale weapon auction 100 years ago, a very strange weapon appeared. At that time, after everyone confirmed it, they all thought that the weapon was a waste. However, someone bought it. Do you know who bought it? The unfamiliar man smiled mysteriously and asked. Fang Chen shook his head, indicating that he did not know. The famous Imperial Master Xin Bing. He lived in seclusion for a long time and rarely appeared in front of the public. At first, no one recognized him. The unfamiliar man said with assurance, the Imperial Master Xin Bing bought the broken weapon at a very small price. Not long after, there was news that the Imperial Master Xin Bing had obtained an ancient weapon refining method from the weapon. It shocked the entire Western region. The Imperial Weapon Pavilion was the most regretful. Countless higher-ups were filled with regret when they heard the news. At that time, they were also determined countless times, but in the end, they judged that the weapon was a waste. They took the large-scale weapon auction because they wanted to use this as a gimmick to sell it at a high price. Who knew that the Imperial Master Xin Bing had a sharp eye and saw that it was extraordinary? Since then, countless people thought of going to the large-scale weapon auction to pick up the scraps. That's why the large-scale weapon auction is very popular now. The unfamiliar man said. Hearing this, Fang Chen finally understood. I see. After the unfamiliar man left, Fang Chen strolled on the street, thinking about the imperial master Xin Bing. He had sent Tian Xin and Kang Ju out to gather information. As he walked, Fang Chen suddenly heard a commotion. Hey! He looked up and realized that there were many warriors gathered in the square in front. What are they looking at? Out of curiosity, Fang Chen quickly walked over. He then realized that there was a weapon refining competition going on in the square. The surrounding martial artists were discussing animatedly. Hei Pai's weapon refining method is too crude. He can't be compared to Pang Mo Ye. Hei Pai is probably going to lose. Poor Hei Pai. In order to get a spot to enter the large-scale weapon auction, he has been defeated repeatedly. After a while, Fang Chen roughly understood the situation. The man in black in the square was called Hei Pai. The old man in white was called Pang Mo. Pang Mo was a young disciple of the Imperial Weapon Pavilion. His weapon refining skills were at the peak. The large-scale weapon auction gave many ordinary artificers hope that they could defeat Pang Mo in artifact forging. That was why there were people continuously challenging Pang Mo. This was the 5th time Hei Pai had challenged Pang Mo. He had lost the first 4 times, and he had lost completely. The 5th time was also his last chance. After observing for a while, Fang Chen was surprised to find that Hei Pai was not as simple as he seemed. Hei Pai's weapon refining method looks messy, but it actually contains extremely powerful techniques. Fang Chen said to himself, I think Hei Pai is going to win this time. The surrounding warriors snorted when they heard Fang Chen's words. However, a white-haired old man looked at Fang Chen with a smile and asked, What makes you think Hei Pai will win? Both of them are refining emperor weapons, but it's obvious that Hei Pai's foundation is not as good as Pang Mo's. Pang Mo obviously has the upper hand now. This is an illusion. Hei Pai deliberately created an illusion to make Pang Mo lower his guard. Fang Chen slowly explained his opinion. Strictly speaking, Hei Pai is not confident that he will win. That's why he used this method. Hei Pai's method is very unique when he refines weapons. Fang Chen spoke frankly with assurance. The surrounding people were already dissatisfied with him. Shut up. What do you know? However, the white-haired old man nodded in satisfaction. His eyes brightened as he looked at Fang Chen. Especially when he heard Fang Chen mention the 2 words weapon core, he was very surprised. You know about the weapon's core? Asked the white-haired old man. Fang Chen finally noticed the white-haired old man. He turned and nodded slightly at him. It seems that Senior is also an expert in weapon refining. With that, Fang Chen said no more. Chapter 2980. Blacksmiths were generally divided into 2 types. The first type was capable, but did not understand the true core of blacksmithing. The other type was those who understood the true core, which was the core. The difference between the 2 types was like heaven and earth. A simple example would be a blacksmith. Although he could refine half-step emperor-level weapons, he did not understand the core. In other words, this was his limit. He would never be able to take that final step. As for the other blacksmith, although he could only refine low-level emperor-level weapons, he had comprehended the core and grasped the essence of blacksmithing. Such a person had a boundless future. His value far exceeded that of a half-step emperor-level blacksmith. The core was the most sacred and important aspect of blacksmithing. Once it was comprehended, there would be a qualitative leap. For countless years, Fang Chen's blacksmithing skills had improved while he cultivated the sword. He was a genius and had comprehended the core by chance. When the white-haired elder heard the words core, he was very surprised. However, Fang Chen did not speak anymore. He only glanced at Fang Chen curiously. He did not continue chatting with him. Soon, the blacksmithing competition was over. Rumble. In the sky above the square, wild flames surged. The temperature in the air instantly became scorching hot. Pang Mo and Black Panther stopped refining at the same time. They each had a weapon in their hands. You're bound to lose. Pang Mo grinned and looked at Black Panther. Everything seemed to be within his expectations. Black Panther did not respond and remained silent. In the eyes of the crowd, Black Panther had realized the difference between him and Pang Mo and directly admitted defeat. In the midst of the discussion, everyone waited for the appraiser's appraisal results. Soon, the appraisal results were out. The winner of this blacksmithing competition is. The appraiser deliberately dragged out his words to arouse the crowd's curiosity. It must be Pang Mo. The two of them can't be compared at all. Yes, Pang Mo has already defeated Black Panther 4 times. This is Black Panther's last chance. Although the appraiser did not announce it, everyone had already guessed the answer. The winner is Black Panther. However, when the appraiser said the words black leather, the entire plaza was stunned. Countless martial artists widened their eyes and stared at the weapon in the appraiser's hand. What? Did I hear it wrong? How is that possible? How could Black Panther defeat Pang Mo? I don't believe it. After a brief moment of shock, everyone started shouting. Even Pang Mo's smile froze as he looked at the appraiser in disbelief. The latter waved his hand, indicating for everyone to be quiet. Everyone, I know what you are puzzled about. I guarantee with the reputation of the Imperial Weapon Pavilion that this appraisal is fair and just. The appraiser said, the grade of Pang Mo's weapon is indeed slightly higher than Hei Pai's. However, Black Panther comprehended the weapon's core. When Pang Mo heard the words artifact heart, his body trembled and he shook his head repeatedly. No one knew better than him what an artifact core represented. He looked at Black Panther with a complicated expression. As Fang Chen expected, he turned around and left the crowd. There was no point in continuing to watch. After leaving the plaza, Fang Chen was about to go to the weapons store in Blood City to take a look. However, after taking a few steps, he suddenly met the white-haired old man from before. We meet again. The white-haired old man grinned at Fang Chen. Fang Chen bowed to the old man and turned around to leave. Since you understand the weapon's core, you must be a blacksmith, right? The white-haired old man asked. Fang Chen stopped and turned around. I'm sorry for making a fool of myself. I only know a little about it. Obviously, the white-haired old man didn't believe what Fang Chen said. The art of blacksmithing is too vast. No one can see through its roots. Those who can comprehend the weapon's core are few and far between. The white-haired old man said to himself. Fang Chen chatted with the old man for a while. Suddenly, an idea flashed through his mind. If my guess is correct, you must be a blacksmith. Senior, you must be a blacksmith master. I would like to ask you something. Instinct told him that the white-haired old man in front of him wasn't ordinary. Could he get some information about the Heart Weapon Emperor teacher from him? Oh, what do you want to ask? The white-haired old man asked. Senior, do you know that the Heart Weapon Emperor teacher will be participating in the large-scale weapon auction? Fang Chen asked. Hearing the words Heart Weapon Emperor teacher, the white-haired old man was slightly moved. Why? You're asking the Heart Weapon Emperor teacher to refine a weapon for you? Fang Chen shook his head. I have other matters and would like to ask the Heart Weapon Emperor teacher for help. The Heart Weapon Emperor teacher comes and goes like a shadow. He's very strange. Even if you see him, he might not help you. The white-haired old man said. If I can see him, I have my ways. Fang Chen said. The white-haired old man seemed to be in a hurry. He didn't talk to Fang Chen anymore and left. After a while, Fang Chen arrived at the Blood City Merchant Guild. On the second floor, the items sold here were all ordinary weapons. Fang Chen walked around and looked carefully. In fact, Fang Chen had 2 purposes for coming here. The first was naturally to ask for information. It was said that Lord Blood was behind the Blood City Merchant Guild. Perhaps he could get some information about Lord Blood here. The second was to see if he could pick up some scraps. After a while, Fang Chen shook his head slightly. The weapons here are basically of a lower level. There's nothing special about them. It's said that the Blood City Merchant Guild has an Emperor stage weapon guarding it. Unfortunately, it's on the 9th floor and there's no way to go up. Sir, this way please. Ha ha ha, what brings you to the Blood City Merchant Guild, sir? Suddenly, a group of people surrounded a blood-haired old man and walked up from the 1st floor. When they passed by the staircase, Fang Chen saw them. Sir! Fang Chen frowned and stared at the blood-haired old man in the crowd. From the information he had, this person should be Lord Blood. Lord Blood. Fang Chen's expression changed. He quickly walked a few steps closer to the staircase and carefully observed Lord Blood. Lord Blood was burly. Although he had many wrinkles on his face, he looked very old. However, there was a bloody aura coming from his body. Dong dong dong. The black hole bloodline in his body suddenly became restless. Fang Chen seemed to have sensed something. He hurriedly looked up. When he looked at Lord Blood, the latter also turned his head and looked at him. "Leave quickly." A few guards scolded. Fang Chen looked away and came to the first floor. There's a complicated bloodline aura in Lord Blood's body. Fang Chen thought to himself. This was also the reason why the black hole bloodline was restless. Although he's only a holy venerate, he gives off a very heavy feeling. This person is not simple. Fang Chen commented on Lord Blood. At night, Fang Chen and his 2 disciples gathered in a secluded courtyard, chatting through the night by candlelight. "How is it? Did you get any useful information?" Fang Chen asked. "Master, we've asked around and this Lord Blood is very suspicious." Tian Xin said, "He might be related to junior sister's disappearance." Oh! Fang Chen's heart skipped a beat and he continued to listen. In the past, although Lord Blood controlled Blood City, his position in the Imperial Weapon Pavilion was very low. However, not long after the rumor of the all-fusion body appeared in Blood City, Lord Blood's position immediately soared. Kang Ju added, even the Great Elder of the Imperial Weapon Pavilion personally came to Blood City to reward Lord Blood. He said that Lord Blood had guarded Blood City and contributed greatly to the Imperial Weapon Pavilion. From then on, Lord Blood started to collect blood without restraint. He even changed the rules and created a storm in Blood City. Everyone was afraid of Lord Blood. The Great Elder of the Imperial Weapon Pavilion personally rewarded him. Fang Chen frowned and seemed to have confirmed something. Could it be that after Shi-Er was controlled by Lord Blood, she reported to the Imperial Weapon Pavilion and was brought there? The matter was getting more and more confusing. However, Fang Chen could confirm that Fang Shi's disappearance was definitely related to the Imperial Weapon Pavilion. All the information pointed to Lord Blood. The key to opening the loophole was Lord Blood. Basically, we can confirm that junior sister was taken away by the Imperial Weapon Pavilion. Kang Ju said. Chapter 2981. The feeling that Lord Blood gave off was too dangerous. If we want to find junior sister, we have to start with Lord Blood. Kang Ju said. But with our strength, we can't do it by force. After all, Lord Blood has the Imperial Weapon Pavilion behind her. Tian Xin smiled bitterly. If only we can get the support of the Imperial teacher. Of course, he knew that it was impossible. Not to mention that they couldn't meet the Imperial teacher. Even if they met him, he might not help them. Moreover, if the Imperial teacher went to the Imperial Weapon Pavilion, wouldn't it cause him to break off his relationship with the Imperial Weapon Pavilion? Even if it's the Imperial teacher, he won't break off his relationship with the Imperial Weapon Pavilion because of us. Kang Ju said. Actually, if we can meet the Imperial teacher, I have full confidence that I can get him to help. Of course, it's not to make him break off his relationship with the Imperial Weapon Pavilion. We just need him to stop the experts from the Imperial Weapon Pavilion at the crucial moment. Fang Chen said, if that's the case, our progress will be very smooth. The Imperial teacher is very arrogant. If he doesn't like someone, it's useless. Tian Xin said. We can't put all our hopes on him. Fang Chen nodded, I know what I'm doing. There's still half a month before the large-scale weapon auction begins. During this time, we have to prepare well. The qualification to participate in the large-scale weapon auction. Fang Chen wasn't worried. He had his ways. What he needed to prepare now was the origin stones. Without enough origin stones, how could he participate in the auction? Perhaps some special weapons would appear in the large-scale weapon auction that was held once every 100 years. Fang Chen also had the intention to participate in the auction with the intention of finding the Imperial teacher. After all, the Imperial teacher from 100 years ago had succeeded. Furthermore, he had obtained a refining method from the ancient era from that broken weapon. His refining realm had reached a whole new level. Fang Chen didn't have many star stones with him, but he had a way. We can buy a portion of the purple cloud ores. We can also sell a portion of the bones used to refine the weapons. Fang Chen pondered. There was an entire vein of purple cloud ores sealed in the heaven-sealing tombstone. Selling a portion of it wouldn't make much of a difference. As for the skeletons used to refine weapons, some of them were too low level, so there was no point in keeping them. They were all disposed of. Moreover, Fang Chen had obtained many Sumeru rings after killing his enemies. Although he couldn't use the things inside, he could at least exchange them for some star stones. Within 3 days, Fang Chen had finished sorting everything out. He came to the Blood City Chamber of Commerce once again and found the person in charge of the Chamber of Commerce. I heard that the Blood City Chamber of Commerce will also collect some valuable items from the outside. Fang Chen asked. Of course, our Blood City Chamber of Commerce will take anything of value. The person in charge smiled. Fang Chen took out the spatial rings that he had prepared in advance and said, "Deal with everything in these spatial rings." The manager took the spatial ring. As he carefully looked at it, he frowned. Although you have a lot of things, most of them are worthless. This is just an appetizer. Let your men help me deal with it first. Fang Chen said, "There are 2 more things that I came to the Blood City Chamber of Commerce for this time." Oh! Hearing this, the manager's eyes lit up. He made an inviting gesture to Fang Chen. "This way, please." Soon, the 2 of them came to a sealed room. "What else do you have?" the manager asked. Fang Chen took out a piece of purple cloud ore and asked, "How much is this worth?" "Oh, this is purple cloud ore?" The manager recognized the purple cloud ore at a glance. His eyes lit up and he was very excited. Although there are many purple cloud ores circulating in the market, for martial artists, they are very useful. The manager muttered, "For a single purple cloud ore, our purchasing price is 1,000 middle-grade origin stones." 1,000? Fang Chen murmured, "I have 100,000 pieces of purple cloud ore here. Can the Blood City Chamber of Commerce take it all?" "What?" The manager thought he heard wrong. He opened his eyes wide and looked at Fang Chen. 100,000 pieces of purple cloud ore. If your Blood City Chamber of Commerce can't take it, then forget it. 100,000 pieces? The manager's heart raced. He had been in charge of the Blood City Chamber of Commerce for so many years and he had never seen such a huge amount of purple cloud ore. Of course we can take it. The manager made the decision immediately. Originally, such a huge order would be decided by the boss. However, the manager thought that he could not miss the opportunity and made the decision himself. This was 100,000 pieces of purple cloud ore. Who knew how much profit it would bring to the Blood City Chamber of Commerce? "Do you really have 100,000 pieces of purple cloud ore?" After calming down, the manager asked again. Voila! Fang Chen flicked his wrist. Suddenly, the purple cloud ore fell to the ground and piled up like a mountain. Seeing this, the manager's eyes were dazzled. "Ha ha ha, honorable guest. Your 100,000 pieces of purple cloud ore will be taken by our Blood City Chamber of Commerce. Please wait here for a moment. We will go and prepare the origin stones." "Wait." Fang Chen stopped the manager. "I still have some materials for refining weapons. Take a look at the price and sell them all." The manager took the Sumeru ring and opened it. He was instantly stunned. They were the bones of experts. This was definitely the best material for refining weapons. He could not believe it. Where did this guy in front of him get so many bones? The value of these bones is huge. They are the best material for refining weapons. Please wait for a moment. I will calculate it for you. The manager said hurriedly. Fang Chen was not worried that the Blood City Chamber of Commerce would take his things for themselves. He had already prepared a backup plan. After an hour, the manager gave a specific amount. The bones were worth 900 million middle-grade origin stones. Adding the 100,000 pieces of purple cloud ore, it was a total of 1 billion middle-grade origin stones. It wasn't a small amount. One should know that even some universe gods might not have a net worth of 1 billion origin stones. As for universe gods, other than those big forces, no one would be able to take out 1 billion middle-grade origin stones at once. Ha ha ha. The manager laughed excitedly. 1 billion middle-grade origin stones was the annual sales of the Blood City Chamber of Commerce. Although he was spending it, the manager did not feel the pinch. Because he knew that the value of these things to the Blood City Chamber of Commerce was definitely more than 1 billion. Most importantly, he was the one in charge of this big deal. He would definitely be rewarded. Maybe he would be favored by the elders of the Imperial Weapon Pavilion and enter the Imperial Weapon Pavilion to further his studies. Thinking of this, the manager's attitude towards Fang Chen was very respectful. After a while, the manager passed the Sumeru ring with 1 billion middle-grade origin stones to Fang Chen. Honorable guest, this is the most noble purple card of the Blood City Chamber of Commerce. Those who have the purple card can get a 50% discount when purchasing anything from the Blood City Chamber of Commerce. The manager passed the purple card to Fang Chen. Also, those who have the purple card can take away the items that they like and pay later. In fact, what the manager meant was that those who had the purple card could buy on credit. That was because those who possessed the purple card were basically people of high status. I don't want anyone to know about this deal, Fang Chen said. Don't worry, the Blood City Chamber of Commerce will not reveal any information about you. After the deal was completed, Fang Chen walked out of the Blood City Chamber of Commerce. He was afraid of being followed, so he took a detour through many streets. Finally, he used the space-time evasion technique and disappeared from the Blood City. It was not until nighttime that Fang Chen quietly returned to the secluded courtyard. That night, the Blood City Chamber of Commerce was destined to be restless. The big deal of 1 billion middle-grade origin stones caused a stir in the Blood City Chamber of Commerce. In the dark night, all the upper echelons of the Blood City Chamber of Commerce gathered together. Their eyes were all focused on the manager. Strictly speaking, they were looking at the Sumeru ring in his hand. You tell us about it. When the atmosphere was extremely tense, the president spoke. In this deal of 1 billion middle-grade origin stones, there are 100,000 pieces of purple cloud ore and a large number of powerhouse skeletons. The manager gave a simple explanation. When the upper echelons saw the 100,000 pieces of purple cloud ore and powerhouse skeletons, they were all shocked. Especially those skeletons, they were simply the best materials for refining weapons. Let's not talk about the purple cloud ore. Just these skeletons alone are enough for us to earn a lot. If we were to offer them to the Imperial Weapon Pavilion, you all know what it means. The president looked around and said. Chapter 2982. Fang Chen's action caused a huge commotion in the Blood City Chamber of Commerce. Many higher-ups gathered in the Chamber of Commerce and discussed for an entire night. But in the end, they couldn't confirm Fang Chen's real identity. Because the person in charge of the deal was personally praised by many higher-ups and the president, he became the person in charge of the entire floor. He was extremely excited. Origin Stone was the currency of the chaotic void, and it was no exception in the immemorial chaos. Origin Stones were divided into lower, middle, upper and supreme grade. The official exchange rate was 1 to 10,000. In other words, 1 billion middle-grade origin stones was equivalent to 1 million upper-grade origin stones. Even an expert like Universe God Ling Su wouldn't have so much net worth. However, this was only a portion of Fang Chen's wealth. Su family's purple cloud ore vein was huge, and 100,000 pieces of purple cloud ore was just the tip of the iceberg. Also, the skeletons of those unparalleled experts were ordinary skeletons. The truly powerful skeletons were basically kept. Those skeletons were materials that could be used to create emperor-level weapons. They were priceless treasures. In a secluded courtyard, Fang Chen sat cross-legged as his pitch-black eyes stared at the night sky. His mind was filled with a strong sense of homesickness. I wonder how she is now, Fang Chen muttered. Now, he could basically confirm that Fang Shi's disappearance was related to the Imperial Weapon Pavilion. Mr. Shuai was the only breakthrough. In the past few days, according to the information that he received, Fang Chen had already made a detailed plan. I hope to see Emperor Master Xin Bing in the large-scale weapon auction, Fang Chen said softly. As long as he could see Emperor Master Xin Bing, he was confident that he could persuade him to help. At the same time, Fang Chen wanted to see what kind of treasures were in the large-scale weapon auction that was held once in a century. In the blink of an eye, half a month passed. During this period, Fang Chen had been cultivating and didn't waste a single second. The once-in-a-century large-scale weapons auction that everyone had been eagerly anticipating was finally about to officially begin today. Originally, Tian Xin and Kang Ju wanted to follow, but they had no choice as they weren't qualified to enter the auction. They could only stay in the secluded courtyard and wait for news. After packing up, Fang Chen stood up and walked towards the auction. The large-scale weapon auction was organized by the Blood City Chamber of Commerce, and it was very lively. Walking on the streets, there was an endless stream of people. There are so many people. Fang Chen looked around and said softly. Following the crowd, Fang Chen soon arrived at the auction house. The auction house was huge, and there was a sea of people outside, all waiting in line to enter. Even if it was a large-scale weapon auction that was held once every 100 years, there would still be many people who would be able to enter under the circumstances where the threshold was very high. Fang Chen glanced at it and walked towards a special passageway. Please show me your VIP card ofs. This special passageway was specially reserved for those powerhouses with extremely high statuses. Of course, of Bloods of Heaven of Blood City Chamber of Commerce's. Fang Chen nodded. He took out his purple card and passed it to the two guards. Originally, the two guards didn't seem to care at all. However, when they saw the purple card, their expressions changed drastically. Their heartbeats quickened as they hurriedly bowed to Fang Chen and said, "Young master, please enter. Mister, if you need anything, just let us know." Fang Chen smiled at the two guards. He kept his purple card and entered the auction. Looking at Fang Chen's back, the two guards took a deep breath. They widened their eyes and looked at each other. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. Gosh, it's a purple card. I haven't seen many purple cards in my life. That's right. Legend has it that those who can get the purple card of Blood City Chamber of Commerce are people of high status. That person is so young and he can get the purple card. He must be either a genius from a big family or a big force. Or he must be someone from the Imperial Weapon Pavilion. The two guards were discussing. Obviously, they were shocked by Fang Chen's purple card. There were a lot of people in the ordinary passage. The crowd was densely packed. The special passage was different. It was very quiet. Almost no one went in from there. After going through the passage, he saw a big door. After pushing open the door and entering, Fang Chen was surprised to find an extremely spacious auction hall in front of him. "This is the auction hall?" Fang Chen murmured. It was indeed a large-scale auction. It was too spectacular. Just this auction hall alone could accommodate a lot of people. "Let's find a place to sit," Fang Chen whispered. He casually sat in the middle row and didn't think much. The rules of the large-scale weapon auction were simple. That was to choose a seat at will. There was no such thing as a VIP room. The first 3 rows were empty. There were many martial artists, but almost no one went to the first 3 rows. Fang Chen secretly guessed that the first 3 rows should be reserved for those with high status. At this moment, there was still some time before the auction began. Fang Chen simply closed his eyes and meditated. After an unknown amount of time had passed, a familiar voice suddenly came from beside him. Fang Chen leisurely opened his eyes and turned his head. He was surprised to find that the person sitting beside him was the white-haired old man he met in the square. "Senior, you are also here to participate in the large-scale weapon auction?" Fang Chen was surprised. He didn't expect to meet the white-haired old man here. The latter nodded, "Yes. This large-scale weapon auction will surprise people from time to time. It's not a bad idea to take a look since I have nothing to do. As for you, do you have any goals?" Fang Chen shook his head. He wasn't very clear about the contents of the large-scale weapon auction. His first goal was to find the Emperor Mentor. "Actually, I came to this large-scale weapon auction mainly to see if the Emperor Mentor would come," Fang Chen said with a smile. "Emperor Mentor?" The white-haired old man asked. "Do you want him to help you refine a weapon?" "From what I know, the Emperor Mentor has a strange temper. Even if you meet him, he might not help you refine a weapon. I want to ask the Emperor Mentor for a favor. It's not about refining a weapon. Fang Chen muttered, as long as I can meet him, I am confident that I can persuade him. Hearing this, the white-haired old man was even more curious. How are you going to persuade the Emperor Mentor? The white-haired old man continued to ask. Fang Chen was silent and didn't say anything else. Obviously, he didn't want others to know his secret. Seeing this, the white-haired old man didn't say anything else. The Emperor Mentor will definitely come to this large-scale weapon auction. You will definitely meet him. At noon, everyone had already entered the auction hall. The huge auction hall was unprecedentedly full. Everyone was excitedly waiting for the auction to begin. Fang Chen took a look. The first 3 rows were already filled with people. Among them, a few people caught Fang Chen's attention. There was a flame embroidered on their robes. Imperial Weapon Pavilion? Fang Chen's heart was slightly moved. He didn't expect that the disciples of the Imperial Weapon Pavilion would also participate in this large-scale weapon auction. Although the large-scale weapon auction has the support of the Imperial Weapon Pavilion, the disciples of the Imperial Weapon Pavilion still have to rely on their own efforts to get what they want. The white-haired old man seemed to have seen through Fang Chen's thoughts and explained. However, under normal circumstances, the disciples of the Imperial Weapon Pavilion wouldn't dare to compete with them. After all, no one is willing to offend the Imperial Weapon Pavilion. This Imperial Weapon Pavilion is really overbearing. Fang Chen shook his head. Just as everyone was discussing, the auction finally began. An old man slowly walked to the center of the stage and cupped his hands towards everyone. Everyone, welcome to the large-scale weapon auction hosted by my Shui City Merchant Guild. The old man said, there will be many important items in this auction. I believe that everyone will go crazy after seeing them. Hurry up. We have waited for so long. We are not here to listen to your nonsense. Yeah, we can't wait any longer. Hurry up and start the auction. Countless urging voices could be heard coming from below. Seeing this, the old man laughed and waved his sleeves. I can understand everyone's feelings. However, before the auction begins, please allow me to introduce the auctioneer. As the old man finished speaking, a beautiful figure slowly walked to the center of the stage. Everyone was stunned. Why would such an important large-scale weapon auction be hosted by a weak lady?